in for the touchdown. That's why he is in the MVP conversation. Another guy that's in the conversation, Daniel Jones.
I don't think he's making this conversation anymore, but he's out there really solid here. You see the stats right here, 265 passing yards per game. Daniel Jones is really good. The offense definitely runs through time.
Yeah.
Where Daniel Jones needs to be great, though, is at the end of the game. Right here, this is the game over in Germany. We've got like third and forever. Daniel Jones looking down the field, starting 41. Are you going to get this ball there? No, I'm going to take off quarterback. He gets there 19 yards on third and 21. Okay, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to go for it. Can you be accurate in critical situations? He's going to find Tyler Warren. They've got a pressure coming. A lot of pressure right here. He gives ground. Look at the accuracy on that throw. This one, he tries to undercut it. But no, they get that. That leads to a game-tying field goal at the end. This is what Daniel Jones needs to be for this football team. Clutch late in games if they want to make a run.
Louis, we know this defense has been very good. He likes to bring a lot of pressure. He likes to bring it from the secondary. You can see right now, second in the league, no sacks by DBs. And what does he do? He's running more of that. Kenneth Moore is going to be in the slot. We've got Josh Gordon on the left. They can play man to man. Lot two right here. Lot two you can see right here on this watch. With the rounds to block. You will play man to man. So you got one man rush at the left. If you lose, a couple yards right here. So what does he do? You got taken out the middle. Here's coming to the key. Like off of the getting the off the slot. You lose your one thing back into a zone. It creates a wonderful disruption. And there's nothing he's going to speak to you. Again, Patrick Mahomes does a lot of different things from moving around. When you talk about what he's talking about right now, he's done this with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's gone into Kansas City before, and he's going to give Patrick Mahomes a lot right now with his defense.
Talk about DC's going against offensive coordinators and quarterbacks. On the other side, Steve Spagnuolo is going to bring it up versus Daniel Jones. His ability to handle the pressure, to me, is the key to the game for him.
You got Denver in there, you got Todd Bowles with Bouncing there. That's pretty impressive. All right, folks, hey, it is now time to play your game of FanDuel. You can bet same game parlays and more on any NFL game. The question to the guys is, what do you got?
All right, I got the double dip. I'm going Chicago. Caleb Williams right here. He's going for over 200 yards passing. Colston Loveland, the tight end. I just need one seam ball down the chute, 25-yard gain. I put those two together. I think they get going tonight.
All right, looking at that Colts-Chiefs game, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, he's now lost 3 games in a row. He's averaging about 262 when it comes to passing yards. So I'm going with 275 passing yards for Patrick Mahomes against the defense that is ranked 25th in the NFL against the pass.
Well, defense makes a lot to do in my pick because it's the New England Patriots going against the Cincinnati Bengals. They give them a lot of yardage. Stephon Diggs is going to have at least 50-plus yards on the receiver.
I like that.
Stephon Diggs being a true teenager. All right, folks. Hey, it ain't starting tomorrow. You can build a Thanksgiving parlay with your crew with FanDuel's new Pass the Leg feature. Oh, that's cute. Just add your leg, pass it on to your friends, and lock it in together only on FanDuel. And for those of you getting a first-round game today, we'll be back with more after a quick timeout. Chris Bush, did I figure it today?
That's right. And for the rest of you, the kickoff system is the right approach.
Slight break in the left wrist for Aaron Rodgers. He will be back soon. Won't need surgery, but his Week 12 status was to be determined, with Rodgers pushing to play, but then the Steelers being cautious about it. I guess it came down to the wire late last night, early this morning, for a decision to be made. And, you know, with all that being said, that was over the past, 7 days, and even with Rodgers owning the Bears, Aaron Rodgers will be out today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will not be playing because of the slight break, fracture in his left wrist, suffered just prior to halftime a week ago at home against Cincinnati Bengals, in which Pittsburgh still ended up winning the game, snapping a 3 of 4 losing streak, as they haven't won on the road in a while, going back to the Patriot game week 3, as they beat the Jets week 1, beat the Patriots after the loss to the Seahawks in the home opener. But then obviously went to Ireland to play and beat the Vikings. Had that early bye, so that's why I keep saying with the schedule, it ain't going to get any easier down the stretch with the final 7 games. It is from now until the end of the regular season. But they're still atop the AFC North. They just got to take care of business, trust to sort itself out. But yeah, since then, that win at the Patriots, week 3, they have not won on the road. And they're at the Bears today, a place in the Windy City, Soldier Field. But they haven't won in 30 years, dating back to 1995. And it's actually the only time ever in history that the Black and Gold have won in Chi-Town. So see if they can burn it down a little bit. But yeah, Pittsburgh hasn't won on the road in 2 months. They beat the Jets once again week 1 in NYC. Beat the Patriots week 3 on the road up in Foxborough, but lost to the Bengals on Thursday night. Lost to the Chargers 2 Sunday nights ago, and here we are today. So, at least they got back to their winning ways. Last week, like I said, snapped a 3 of 4 losing streak. But yeah, Rodgers going to be out today. So Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, with Black Friday and then Christmas about a month from now. Mason Rudolph will start today. As I was saying, with the Steelers not having won on the road in over 2 months, they still were able to find a way to win last week at home against the Bengals, even without Rodgers. So, Rudolph is reliable, but he needs to stay confident, keep it simple. They need to run the football for him. Obviously, take what the defense gives you. He's very capable of making plays, leading this offense down the field, to score today. So we'll see. He's been in the league out of Oklahoma State, backing up Ben Roethlisberger. And then when Pittsburgh needed him the most at the end of the 23 season, when Kenny Pickett was injured, he went on a 3-game run. They made the playoffs because of it, and then ended up losing against the Buffalo Bills in the blizzard in the game that was rescheduled in the wild card round. And then he went to Tennessee last year because Pittsburgh ended up bringing in both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Obviously moved on from both of them, and then brought Rudolph back this past offseason before they then signed Aaron Rodgers. So Rudolph's reliable, but he needs to, keep it simple, one play at a time, and they can't be turning the football over. They turn the football over, they lose. They get turnovers and they score off of them, they win. So, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers out today, will not be playing. He is with the team on site. He'll be on the sideline. I'm sure they're going to pan to him on the broadcast a lot today, because that was the big breaking news story this morning. Like I said, I guess it came down to the wire on whether he was going to play or not. As Rudolph did get all the first team reps this past week in practice, but after Rodgers, it's a slight break in the left wrist officially, suffered right before halftime against the Bengals last week, but Rudolph stepped in and they were able to find a way to win. Game was closer than the final score showed, but they were able to get turnovers and score out of them, and that was the difference. That's been really the difference in all their games on whether they've been winning or losing. Turnovers and turnovers and turnovers. And like I said, if they get turnovers and score off of them, they're winning. They turn the football over, they're done for. So you're on the road. One on the road in 2 months. You can't be turning the football over, especially the backup quarterback. But Rudolph's reliable. Will Howard is backing up, so he's active today for the first time in his young NFL career. The rookie out of the Ohio State University, as he led the Buckeyes to a national championship last year. So, got to play as a team, find a way to win. But, Aaron Rodgers out today because of the left wrist injury, but he's going to be back soon. I mean, if it came down to the wire today to play, I get he owns the Bears from his times in Chicago, or in Green Bay, in the NFC North against Chicago. And that's probably why he, was wanting to at least start, I guess get credited with the win if they would win because he started. But, Rodgers will not be playing today. So he's going to have an assistant, I guess you will, at the real estate agency for Aaron Rodgers owning the Bears, the whole entire franchise, because Chicago, as of late, they haven't been that good. I mean, Super Bowl 41, maybe a couple other playoff appearances here and there, from Rex Grossman to Jay Cutler. I mean, Matt Nagy took them to the, playoffs within the doink, double doink, if I'm not mistaken. But, with, Ben Johnson and the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Caleb Williams out of Oklahoma and USC, Chicago is officially 7-3 and atop the NFC North, as Pittsburgh's atop the AFC North. So it's still, take care of business here. The rest sort itself out. But AFC NFC matchup, Steelers still in a must-win position because the Baltimore Ravens are coming up from behind after Lamar Jackson was injured. They won a couple in a row. And, the schedule ain't getting any easier for the Steelers, which we'll get into. We've talked about it, but, at the Bears today, that's what the objective is, find a way to win. And then you host the Bills next week before you get into the first of the two Raven games, in a couple weeks, early December, because they'll play Baltimore early December and then also week 18. So if they can take care of business, rough sort itself out again. Also have the Dolphins and then two road games with the Lions and Browns before and after Christmas. But Aaron Rodgers once again out today, so won't be playing. But it's not like Rudolph hasn't played before and has never won. He's 8-4-1 as the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers from his time backing up Roethlisberger to Pickett, and then, getting a few chances here and there. Like I said, he went to Tennessee last year and then back in Steel City this year. And he played well in the second half last week. He did. And they helped him out in the run game, and they got turnovers on defense. And, they got to play complementary sound football. If they can keep it simple, balance, consistency, momentum, rhythm, get a turnover to score off of it, rely on special teams, I think they'll be fine. But, we'll see. Bears -3, so they're a 3-point favorite at home today against the 6-4 Steelers, who bounced back, like I said, last week, 34-12 win at home against the Bengals, split with Cincinnati this year. But, the Steelers still haven't won on the road in over 2 months, so they got to now snap that streak. But over-unders at 46, so, you're probably looking at, 23-20, give or take, something along those lines. It's going to still probably be your typical Steeler game, close, down to the wire finish, defense needing to stop, in order to win. So, we'll see. Just find a way to win. I mean, the last time and only time they won in Chicago was 30 years ago, 1995, and it was an overtime, so it took extra time. But sun's out. They say about 52. Chicago's back deep to receive this opening kickoff, so they'll get the ball to begin the game. Steelers are going to get the ball back to begin the second half, which is a good thing to know. But, yeah, we'll get to see the Steeler defense out there first. So remember, Jalen Ramsey a week ago punched Jamar Chase because he said he was spit on, and then, the refs threw him out. He got ejected. Bears return the opening kick to about the 30-yard line. That's where Caleb Williams will set up shot 1st and 10. But then remember, Chase also doubled down post-game to the reporters and said he didn't spit on him. But then video clearly showed otherwise. Jamar Chase was then suspended by the National Football League for one game, and that is today's game against New England Patriots. So he will not be playing for Cincinnati against the Pats. So yeah, Jamar Chase, fuck you. As Steeler head coach Mike Tomlin said, I have no message for, someone, if someone spits in your face. Do it comes natural. And I mean, rightfully so. Like, somebody punches you, somebody spits in your face, you have every right to punch them back. Do what comes natural once again. But Ramsey did get fined $15,000, but that's pocket money, chump change for him. So he is active and playing here today against the Bears. So the Bears, 1st and 10, get a yard, 2nd and 9. Alex Highsmith's out for the Steelers once again, so Herbig and Sawyer are going to have to step up. But, obviously you have TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, along with Derek Harmon, the rookie out of Oregon, up front. Patrick Queen in the middle of the defense. Peyton Wilson has been playing well at times. Malik Harrison played a little bit last week. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of Herbig and Sawyer off the other side from TJ Watt with Highsmith out. 3rd and 6 here from the 33. And pass is in the air, almost intercepted, incomplete, 4th down, they'll punt. So Pittsburgh gets a 3-and-out on defense, and minute and a half in, offense will get the football, so we'll get to see now Mason Rudolph. But Ramsey's active playing today, even though he got ejected last week and still got fined $15K. He's playing, so that's what matters. I mean, James Pierre, Kyle Duggar have been playing well in the back end. You still have, Joey Porter at corner. Darius Slay back from concussion as well. So Bears punt, and then Calvin Austin returns it because Keyshawn Williams is out with an injury of his own in the return game. So he's not playing today. But here comes Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. So we'll see if his nose and arm are shining oh so bright here the Sunday before Thanksgiving, leading the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Chicago Bears with Aaron Rodgers out with a left wrist injury once again. But they got to run the football for him. Jalen Warren, Kenny G, Kenneth Gainwell, Caleb Johnson, DK Metcalf obviously at wide receiver. Gainwell will get 9 yards on the first play from scrimmage, 2nd and 1 coming up. But, no doubt about it, still have to somebody step up behind DK at wide out. But that's why I feel like looking at these tight ends, potentially to get more targets today with Rudolph in at quarterback to check down, take what the defense gives you. From Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, Connor Hayward, all 311 pounds of Darnell Washington. So 2nd and 1 from the 30. Freiermuth in motion, and he's looking to throw. Deep ball near side, and it's picked off. Was he inbounds? No, they say incomplete. Intended for DK Metcalf, but it's incomplete, out of bounds. One-handed pick. 1, 2. Did he have control and possession? Rolling on the field from John Hussey with a P is an INT. So call on the field is a pick. So 2 plays in, the Steelers turn it over. What did I just say about turnovers? Turn the ball over, they lose. So the Steelers are going to have to challenge if, they want the NFL to take a look at that. It's not incomplete, and then the Bears to challenge to say, well, it was an interception. Call field's an interception, so yeah, Pittsburgh's going to have to challenge if they want to maintain this possession, keep the drive alive, be incomplete, then if it would be overturned and, actually be 3rd and 1 because it was 2nd and 1. Now, mine going deep, but you get the first down first off, Thing is, once again, they called it an interception on the field, so they have to find an indisputed vote and sort of return it. I don't know if they're going to have that. So it's probably going to stand. It's probably going to be an interception. So the defense is going to be right back out there. Which sucks because then it's, comes down to time possession and everything else later on. And you're just going to be, dead on defense. But it still starts up front today. You got to be able to run the football and stop the run. Which, the defense did get a 3-and-out. A minute and a half in, Bears go 3-and-out punt. And then the Steelers have the ball for 2 plays. They get 9 yards on a run, and they want to go deep. And then it's picked off because DB makes a spectacular catch. And once again, it's interception on the field, so they have to find an indisputed to return it. Like I said, it's probably going to stand. It's probably going to be a pick. It's probably going to be Chicago ball 1st and 10 when we come back from this commercial break. So, like I said, with turnovers, when the Steelers are getting turnovers and scoring off of them, they're winning. When the Steelers are turning it over, they're losing. Is flat out simple as that. End of story. It's how the games have gone this year. So obviously no turnovers today, but guess what? 2 plays in, they turn it over. So they got to continue to stop the run and get after Caleb Williams. So we'll see here what the 3rd and 1 or 1st and 10 is going to be for Pittsburgh or Chicago. They say interception still, so the Bears ball 1st and 10 at the 44. So I guess technically their drive just continues. Even though they flip field, Pittsburgh's going to have to go the way. But you sure it's not picked up by now, James Pierre? No, yeah, because remember, the Bears got out 3 plays, a couple yards, punted, flipped the field. Pittsburgh is going to have to go ways, go the distance, 9 yards and an interception. So that pass by Williams down the middle, it looked incomplete, and an interception by Pierre, but hit the ground, incomplete. So 2nd and 10, Williams keeps it for himself, gets out of bounds near side, 3rd and about 2 coming up, I'd say. So can they get off the field again? Because if not, it's just going to be one of those long afternoons potentially. Because we know how the Steeler defense has fared, especially on the road, not being able to stop the run and make stops on defense, and then, whoever the hell they're playing just is able to do whatever the hell they want. That's what they're just putting more pressure on themselves. They got to put pressure on the Bears here today, and they run it for a 1st down, 3 yards near side. They have a couple good backs. From Swift to Common guy from Rutgers, Penn State at Rutgers next weekend. So we are, and Penn State still needs to win to make a bowl game. after defeating Nebraska last night. Terry Smith picked up his second win as the interim head coach. But 1st and 10 Bears, and another, 4 or 5 yards up the middle. So, just got to make stops. The offense just put the defense in a tough position. A very tough position. You throw an interception 2 plays into the game when your defense was just out there. Now they got to get it back out there some more. So it's early. I get it. Still a lot of football to be played, but you just don't want to be in a hole, and you don't want to be down, or the difference being because, you turn the ball over. Because you're just shooting yourselves in the foot. It's just not a good start, because then it's momentum, which is a real thing in football. And you're just playing catch up, from behind. You are. Until you can get stops, until you can make plays, you're in a hole. So, 5 minutes in here, 1st and 10 Bears. At least I guess it wasn't a red zone, turnover, but it was still a turnover. And they're still marching downfield with a chance to score off of it to take an early, 3-7-0 lead. Slant over the middle. It's caught, 1st down. Kyle Duggar on the tackle. He's played all but 1 snap since they traded for him from New England a couple of weeks. Had a pick 6 last week against the Bengals. That's what really opened up the lead. Gave him a 2-score lead, late 3rd, early 4th quarter, and then scored a couple more times. But yeah, Chicago now in the red zone, and you'd have to think they're going to get points on this drive. And then it's going to be points off turnovers, which is going to suck. But it is what it is. We're not coaching. We're not playing. We're sitting here watching the game. So, just frustrating is all it is. But from the 11, 2nd and 9, Bears going left to right across your television screen, ready and auto dial. Williams looking to throw over the middle, high, but did he catch that? Well, doesn't matter if he did or not. It was a penalty on the play. It was incomplete. They're going to get the Steelers on a pass interference. Probably going to be a block foul. John Hussey with a P is the white capper. So they say PI on Peyton Wilson just because he bumped into him. Yeah, that's... Let him play. So turnovers and penalties. They're killers. From the 5, 1st and goal. Williams over the middle again. So touchdown Chicago. DJ Moore, who they traded for with Carolina Panthers a couple years ago. And he scores. The Bears score off the turnover. It's 6-0. And guess what? The Steelers are back to not being able to cover the slant. TJ almost got a hand on it, but right on the money. 5-yard passing touchdown. Caleb Williams to DJ Moore for 6. Extra point to come. And Pittsburgh's now going to be down 1 score here. 8:28 to play in the 1st quarter because of the turnover. So we'll have to remember those 7 points they just scored because they're points off of turnover, and if it's going to be a difference, later on as this game progresses. Got a couple games on here at 1 o'clock. Jets and Ravens are tied at 0. Obviously, the Bears just scored with that passing touchdown. We'll update some stats in the meantime. as well. Pittsburgh had the ball for 30 seconds, 2 plays and a turnover. So Chicago's obviously going to be leading time possession. But Chicago on that drive seemingly just they were able to do whatever the hell they wanted because the Steelers can't stop the run, couldn't get off the field. Even though they did on the opening drive, quick 3 and out, but then the offense put the defense in a bad spot, turned it over, and just it's frustrating. So Williams, as Rudolph's 0 for 1 with the pick, that's a good stat for you. Caleb Williams with DeAndre Swift and common guy, and then DJ Moore getting the touchdown. As remember, Kent Gainwell had a 9-yard run to get him to the second yard before they threw the interception. Williams is 2 of 4, 22 yards and the touchdown. My guy has 3 carries, 15 yards. Williams 1 of 9, Swift 3 of 8. Luther Burden out of Mizzou had a catch for 17 yards, and DJ Moore that 5-yard touchdown. Steelers defense, because they've been out there other than 2 plays. Kyle Duggar, Joey Porter, Malik Harrison, Derek Harmon, all 2 total tackles. But yeah, 7-0 Bears. Like I said, Jets, Ravens tied at 0, as are the Patriots and Bengals. And Colts, Chiefs, Giants are up 7-0 on the Lions. Packers just scored. They're up 6, about to be 7-3 over Minnesota. And the Titans leading Seattle 3-0. And then we'll get into some other games that are going to kick off for Sunday Night, Monday Night Football a little later on. Recap of all these 1 o'clock games continuing on. Update some scores after the Texans beat the Bills on Thursday Night Football. And then, preview still is to come, and then we'll get into next week as well. As Pittsburgh will return home. But still, the schedule ain't getting easier. Like, they got to take care of business. So, back from break now. And see what this offense can do. God damn. There's a flag on the play. Pittsburgh just completely messed up that return because the Bears caught him off guard with a little squib into the landing zone. Yeah, it landed right at the 19, and then it bounced, and he wasn't able to pick it up. And then he fell on it inside the 5. And then he was tackled right away. And then, but there was a penalty on the play, though. I thought I saw a flag fly. No? Well, now they are starting the second drive after 2 plays and an interception, now down 7-0 because of it, at their own 5-yard line, 1st and 10. So they've got a ways to go. Run the football. Darnell Washington in motion, and they will run Jalen Warren, far side, 10, and he hurdles and gets to the 17, 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. So the bowling ball of the Bulldozer got out into the open field and got to work. So they get some breathing room and get their first down in the game. Keep running the ball, okay? And then you can open up the play action. I don't mind taking the shot, but remember, it was 2nd yard. You just got the 1st down and then work out of that. Metcalf in motion, they'll end around to him, far side. He lowers the shoulder and gets to the 22.5, 23-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 4. So, obviously, 1 play at a time here. Keep it simple. Work the sticks. Get one of those drives going here. You got to get yourself in rhythm. Got to have some momentum. Go your way. You're already down on the road. So 2nd and 4 here. 7:07 and counting the play in the 1st. Ball to 22. It's more like 2nd and 5. They'll toss Warren. He'll cut. Get a yard or 2. Be 3rd down. So we'll see if they can convert or if the Bears are going to get off the field and then, You know, Pittsburgh is going to have to punt. They'll get the ball back, and then, you know, it's defense just out there the whole entire game thus far, basically. And until they get a stop, it's just you're going to be in a hole. 3rd and 3. 3rd and a long 3. Rudolph in the gun. And Warren will motion out. Quick bubble screen complete. And Metcalf gets the first down at the 30. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh. So, all right, a couple first downs now on this drive. You got to build off of it. You got to keep this drive going. One play at a time. Good blocking by Warren and Ben Skoranek. And, yeah, new set of downs. So get back to the run game. Maybe take another shot. Just don't be turning the ball over. From the 30, 1st and 10. They'll fake the run. Rudolph. He will complete to Skoranek at midfield for a 20-yard pickup. 21 yards officially. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh. So now they're into Bear territory for the first time today. Like I said, you got to keep building now off of these 3 first downs they've got on this drive. And if it stalls out here, you know, before too long, knock on wood, hopefully not. You know, at least, well, you might still have to get on the first down because the first down is 39. But you're going to be on the cusp of field goal range here before too long. And if you have to settle for 3, then okay, so be it. But you're going to look to hopefully tie this game up here before too long. So Gainwell for a couple far side. It'll be 2nd and, I'd say, about 7. 4-4-4 and counting to play in the first. 2nd and 5. They gave him a couple more as he dove. So 2nd and medium, 2nd and manageable. It's not 2nd and 5, it's fucking 2nd and 6. Metcalf in motion again. And they'll run Gainwell, and he'll get another first down. So, hey, first down. That makes it 4 on this drive. And remember, this drive started at the 5. So, let's get a couple more, and let's just go score. Got this lead if it comes down to it. Kick your field goal, take your points, but go score a touchdown. Like I said, you're in full rhythm. You're getting momentum back on your side. Well, really for the first time today. But Smith in motion. And Rudolph looking far side. 10 for Metcalf. It's complete to Metcalf. 2-4 for 3. 2nd and 7. Well, that's just in the first quarter, but still, yeah, that is, like, what the hell. 60 consecutive games with 7 or fewer points in the first quarter for the Steelers. 60, that's fucking, like, you know, 5 years. 2nd and 7. And complete Calvin Austin. Good block by Metcalf. Be 3rd and about a yard at the 30. Got to convert, get the first down. You know, probably bring Spencer Anderson for a jumbo and get that extra block. And 3rd and 1. More like 3rd and 2. So Gainwell to the left of Rudolph. Where's Darnell Washington at? We need him. Rudolph. They run a screen. Complete Kenny G. First down. 25. Pushed out around the 20. So they're knocking on the door now. Can they punch it in? Can they get in the end zone and be an extra point away from a tie game? I mean, this might be one of the best offensive drives we've seen. on the road this year. Because it's just been consistent. It's their full rhythm. Bubble screen, Jonnu Smith, and they're getting everybody involved. He gets 8-9 yards near side. You know, obviously Rudolph's in for Rodgers, but you know, Warren, Gainwell, Caleb Johnson hasn't been in yet, but they'll get him some touches probably a little bit later on. But you know, Metcalf, nothing to Roman Wilson yet. But Calvin Austin, I mean, Skoranek, I mean, Scotty Miller has returned from injury, from a broken hand and surgery. But where's Freiermuth? Where's Darnell Washington at? Get these tight ends going now. I mean, Smith was just able to make that catch and get 8 yards, 2nd and 2, play clock winding down, and the Steelers call their first timeout. So they'll have 2 left this first half, 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. And they've almost gone the distance. Just remember, the draft started at the 5-yard line. And they're at the 10 going in now. So hopefully they can punch it in and score. But if it still comes down to it, I'm kicking it. Take your points. You don't know you're going to need later on. But it's 2nd and 2 at the 10. So they have a couple shots now, you know, to punch it in, because it's not even goal to go yet. So just don't turn the ball over, okay? 2nd and 2 from the 10. They need the 8 to get goal to go, and then have 4 plays from there. Darnell Washington in motion. They'll run Warren up the middle, and he gets to the 6. So 1st and goal, Pittsburgh now from there. Give it to him again. They will have to snap it. About an 8-second differential between the game clock and play clock. But they'll probably reset that after this injury. There's still going to be about a 4-second differential then. So they're still going to have to snap it by the end of the quarter. And they'll have to run a play. But injury timeout. It's 1st and goal Steelers at the 6. When we come back, they'll take a break. So get back to it. Just thanks for tuning in and listening. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to say the intro. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share. Chat questions and comments. Super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. As this video is powered by Rogue Energy, HopeKThrifts, and Dead Hungry. Links for them also in the description below. I would normally say scan the QR code behind me, but audio only, hence the black screen. So you can click the first top link in the description below, which is as good as the QR code. It might actually even be easier just to click that first top link in the description below rather than scan the QR code to begin with. But hit the hype button if available also on your YouTube screen. And yeah, thanks for tuning in and listening to my NFL Steeler Bear live play watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, going Luke 96. So 1st and goal, Pittsburgh at the 6 as we near the end of the first quarter. As we're on a commercial break due to a Bear defender being down injured. So we'll get back to it here in a minute. But the Steelers got to keep this drive going. You got 4 plays now to punch it in. I mean, I'd probably still kick it if it came down to it. We'll see what happens these next couple plays. But you also want to try to tie this game up, you know, because you got to, over the past couple weeks, you know, they've finally figured out you got to quit settling for 3 all the goddamn time, and you got to score touchdowns. So I'm not going to be surprised they go for it. You know, just hopefully it goes their way and, you know, it works out and they do find pay dirt here and get in the end zone. But we'll see. I mean, obviously the defense gets a 3-and-out to begin the game. You run 2 plays and you turn it over, and then you give up a touchdown drive, you know, and points off the turnover off of it. And at least, hey, even with being backed up at the 5, you're able to drive, get first down after first down after first down, and You're now inside the 10 with the 6 with goal to go. First and goal, that is. Looking to tie this game up now. So, and it's still early. A lot of football will be played, but yeah. From the 6, first and goal, Pittsburgh. Rudolph in the gun with an empty set. They complete to DK Metcalf. Good blocking by Freiermuth. And Metcalf gets in. Touchdown Steelers. So wave those towels, Steeler Nation, on the road in the Windy City, a place Pittsburgh hasn't won in 30 years. It was November the 5th, 1995. It's actually the only time they've ever won in Chicago. Touchdown Steelers. It's 7-6, extra point to come now from the Wizard of Boz, a serial killer himself, Chris Boswell. And now the defense, they got to make stops. Boswell's kick is good. 7 apiece with 30 seconds to play in this first quarter. Rudolph, 7 of 8, 62 yards, does have that interception. The Bears have points off of it, but they respond. And Rudolph and Warren and Gainwell and Metcalf, they lead the Steeler offense down the field and score. Rudolph, 7 of 8, 62 yards. The interception, yes, but the touchdown there too. DK Metcalf, who has 3 catches, 15 yards, and the score. Gainwell, 3 of 19 on the ground, 3 of 17, so there's balance, consistency with those two backs at the moment. Skoranek has that 21-yard catch out past midfield. Gainwell, 1 of 13. Johnny Smith has a catch for 8 yards. Calvin Austin, 1 of 5. So, yeah, defense now, hey, they got to lock down. They got to make stops. You just can't get in a back and forth game and then, hope to win the shootout. They got to get off the field, and the offense has to get the ball back to continue, as CBS thinks it's 9-7. So I'll take an extra point that's worth a field goal for 3. Give me a 9-7 lead rather than it being tied at 7. By all means, yes, thank you, please, and thank you. But they take it off, they'll fix it. It'll be 7 apiece here once they kick off. But yeah, like I said, Pittsburgh's in Chicago taking on the Bears today. The Bears lead the all-time series against the Steelers, 19-8-1, as the Bears return to kick off about 20-25 yard line. That tie was November the 24th, 1963, 2 days after President John F. Kennedy was shot and killed in Dallas, Texas. But yeah, with the Bears leading 19-8-1, this is the first meeting since the Monday Night Football game in Pittsburgh back in 21. First meeting in Chi-Town since 2017 when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee. So, God bless the United States of America, and shout out to our troops, for Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, as obviously Kaepernick has not played since, and good for him. Fuck him. But yeah, the Steelers haven't won in Chicago in 30 years. And they needed overtime November the 5th, 1995, to even win that game. And that's the only time the Steelers have ever won in the Windy City, which is a little hard to believe, but it's true. You go look it up. I'm not bullshitting you. Facts are facts. But 1st and 10, Chicago at the 20. There's a penalty on that, but they still have the ball 1st and 10 at the 20. So, see if the Steeler defense here can make stops, stop the run, obviously get the hell off the field, but another penalty on the play. Holding on the offense, 10 yards, they'll replay it down. And that actually might do it for the first quarter. They don't have to snap if they don't want to. There's a 5-second differential between the game clock and play clock, and they will not. They'll switch ends. And at the end of the first quarter, we're tied at 7 with the Steelers and Bears. It'll be 1st and 20 for Chicago when we start the second quarter. So, yeah, 7 apiece, 15 minutes in. So, I mean, the turnover is costing the Steelers a lead. You know, that's why we're tied, but they'd be up, you know, if not. But they did turn it over. It is what it is. Bears scored off of it, and hey, at least they were able to go, you know, answer and score a touchdown on their own, because if not, they'd be down 7-0, maybe even more right now for all we know. Yeah, Rudolph, 6 of 7, 56 yards, with a touchdown and interception. Gainwell, 3 of 19. Warren, 3 of 17. Metcalf has 2 end-around runs for 12 yards. Skoranek, 1 of 21. Gainwell, 1 of 13. DK Metcalf, 2 catches, 9 yards, and a touchdown. Johnny Smith, 1 of 8. Calvin Austin, 1 of 5. Peyton Wilson, Kyle Duggar, Joey Porter, and Derek Harmon, 2 total tackles. They have yet to get a tackle for a loss. They have yet to sack Caleb Williams, so they got to stop the run and force pressure. Chicago Bears got a turnover off an interception. You need now to get a turnover yourself off this Bear offense, as Williams is 2 of 4, 22 yards, and the touchdown. Kamanungai, 3 of 15. Caleb Williams, 1 of 9. DeAndre Swift, 3 of 8. Luther Burden has a catch for 17 yards. DJ Moore, 1 of 5, and the score. And obviously extra points were good. Overall total team stats, 15 minutes in. Bears 5 first downs, Steelers 7. Steelers 2 of 2 on third down, Bears 1 of 2. Bears with 22 passing, 32 rushing for 54 total yards, or the Steelers have 56 passing yards. So the Steelers have more passing yards than the Bears do total. Steelers also have 48 yards rushing for 104 overall total here early. Couple penalties, 3 for 26 total, 2 of 20 against the Bears, though the other 1 of 6 against the Steelers. But remember, it was a pass interference in the red zone, so it wasn't a full 15 yards, but it was still costly because then they scored on the next play after it anyways, off the turnover as well, I might add. And then time possession, the Steelers are leading that right now, 8:42 to 6:18. So 7 apiece at the end of the first as we begin the second quarter. So, yeah, just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Quinn, Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. So, to begin the second quarter, on 1st and 20, the Bears pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 20, 14:54 to play in the half. Tied at 7, Steelers-Bears. From Soldier Field in the Windy City, Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. Steelers defense might need a little help from the Blues Brothers. 2nd and 20 from the 10. And all day to throw, and then TJ Watt takes him down in the end zone. Strip sack fumble. It's going to be a safety, but then the ball pops out, and then it's a defensive touchdown for the Steelers. And Herbig recovered it. Yeah, he had all day to throw. And then they got to him. The defense gets the stop. Watt will get credited with the strip sack fumble. Yeah, no safety. Ball's out as he got spun around. Ball just came out. Lineman couldn't recover it. Nick Herbig recovers the fumble in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. And just like that, they're up 13-7. So they get the turnover, they score off of it, that evens out, and then, hey, they just, remember, went on that drive. So that's why they're going to have the lead now. But early second quarter, after a 3-and-out, and then right back out there because of the turnover, giving up the touchdown, Bears won't have shit if they don't get the turnover. And Pittsburgh would be up, you know, at least 7, if not the 14 is going to be now, 14-7, but Boswell on for the extra point, and kicks good. So 14-7 for the black and gold, and turn down for Watt. TJ Watt gets to the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Caleb Williams. I mean, Why not throw it away? I don't know, but he didn't. He had all day to throw that. He could have took off and ran, but no, I'm just gonna, stand back here as if I'm, playing against, Cal Poly and just wait for somebody to get open. This is the NFL, okay? Playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. As much as we shit on them for not making, stops or this or that, they're still capable of doing what they just did. That's the frustration when they don't play like this. It's like, well, how and why aren't you? Because we know what we're capable of. But yeah, I don't know why he didn't throw that away, but he didn't. But Watt got to him as he got off the block for a great tackle. Got to Williams. When he went to hit him, he spun him around. That's when the ball came out. And I was about to say, I might have. It looked like it was going to be a safety. He was going to sack him in the end zone for a safety. But when he got spun and the ball came out, it's like, okay, fumble, get on it. And luckily, Herbig was there. Because if you remember, that lineman even would have recovered it in the end zone. It would have been a safety that way then, too. And then CBS would have been right on the graphic. I mean, talk about a script. They were saying 9-7 a little bit ago. Potential safety, it would have made it 9-7. But Herbig on the spot after TJ Watt gets a strip sack. Highsmith out with an injury, so we talked about Herbig and Jack Sawyer getting more playing time today because of it. And I've been stated saying that I think here before too long, potentially this offseason coming up, they're going to move on from Alex Highsmith. Just because of the contract, but he can't stay healthy. He's always hurt. And they have depth now behind him, with TJ Watt obviously still on the other side, but with Nick Herbig and Jack Sawyer. And so don't be surprised they move on from Alex Highsmith. But yeah, see a replay of it, and Watt with the strip sack. His family is in attendance today with JJ on the call. Obviously, they're from Wisconsin, so they come down to Chicago. And, they just showed his parents on the screen. Brother Derek, who played in the league, played for the Steelers as well. JJ said he's in attendance, so a family affair. TJ Watt just making Caleb Williams look like a rag doll. And now TJ Watt has surpassed JJ Watt with JJ on the call for career sacks. 115 career sacks for TJ Watt to surpass JJ's 114 and a half. 1st and 10 for the Bears, DeAndre Swift, the former Eagle, gets stuffed, no gain on the play, 2nd and 10, but yeah. TJ just took him down, ball pops out. Because I think at that rate, Williams was like, oh shit, I should throw this. Well, it was too late there, buddy. And then, yeah, Nick Herbig, Johnny on the spot, just able to fall on, recover, ref signal touchdown, and then they kick the extra. So 14-7, the kickoff. They're on that play. It's 2nd and 10, pass complete, and it's a first down for Chicago out past the 40 at the 42, 43-yard line, it looks like. So 1st and 10 now for the Bears. But defense right back out there, though. Even though the Steelers went on that long touchdown drive in response of the turnover and then giving up the touchdown, the Steeler defense has been out there a lot this first 18 minutes of the game. Even though Pittsburgh's controlling the clock, the defense has been out there a lot. They just have. You look at the drives, get a 3 and out, right back out there after the turnover, and then Williams looking to throw. He's going to tuck it and run. And then Patrick Queen forces him out. So it'll be second and about 5 coming up. But then, yeah, the Steelers won on that offensive drive. But then defense right back out there, get the turnover, strip sack fumble in the end zone. But then the defense right back out there again now, So you have a 14-7 lead. You got to hold it. You got to keep stopping the run. You got to get after them. You got to put the pressure on. But Pittsburgh has all the momentum in the world now on their side. Chicago will run it. It's about the 49, 50-yard line. Now into Steeler territory. Third and 2. Come on, defense, get a stop. And Chicago will run it right there at first down marker. I don't know. They're going to say he's short. Ball came out. Pittsburgh says it has the ball. Get another turnover. Pittsburgh has the ball. Pittsburgh has the ball. Yahya Black, the rookie out of Iowa, has the football in his hand. Steeler ball, 1st and 10. Let's go. We got to score off this turnover again. They say fumble recovered by the defense. I think it's going to be 4th and inches anyway. Was he down? I mean, you're in a pile. Ball's still there. There's no forward progress. They didn't blow it dead. There's no clear cut, that it was or wasn't a fumble. They say fumble on the field. Steeler ball. They have to find any spin of evidence to return it. They're not going to have it. It's going to be Steeler ball at midfield, 1st and 10 when we come back. So now 3 turnovers in a couple drives. Steelers, 2 plays in, turned it over after they got a 3 out on defense. Bears scored off of it. Steelers went on a drive and scored. Tied it at 7, but then a couple plays after that, defense strip sack fumble in the end zone, recovered it, not for a safety on the Bears end, but a Steeler defensive touchdown, 14-7, and then following drive just now. If you're just now tuning in and listening, thank you. Steelers get another turnover on defense, and they say turnover and a fumble. Steeler ball, 1st and 10. So that's what it should be when we come back. We'll see if they make any other change to it in the meantime or not. But you got to score off this turnover. You do. You're going to have a short field to work with. You have momentum. You just scored off of a turnover, as they did off of you, but you just scored off of a turnover. So since that Steeler turnover, the Bears scored, it's been all Pittsburgh. You think about it, it has. They go drive and score, they get the defensive turnover and the touchdown, and then you get another turnover, so you got to score off of it. I mean, I'm going to go kick a field goal if it comes down to it. You're up 14-7. Go kick a field goal, you're up 10 points, that's 2 scores. And then guess what? Pittsburgh kicked off to begin the game. Bears got the ball. So that only means one thing. The Steelers are going to get the ball back to begin the second half. So how about, if you can't go kick a field goal or score a touchdown, at least you go work clock here before halftime. But you have a short field to work with. So you should be able to, go drive and score here. So I'm kicking if it comes down to it. 17-7, then you have a 10.2 score lead. But then if you can go up 14 with another touchdown, you're 21-7. I mean, even better. I mean, there's still 11:47 to go in the half, but you want to probably try to work some clock here if you can, but to also double dip and potentially get a 2-for-1 here, score before halftime, maybe even score again before halftime. but then to, score again early third quarter. Darnell Washington on the catch and run, and he gets about 15 on that. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh. So, yeah, fumble, Steeler ball, 1st and 10, and they get a first down on the first play of the drive. And 74, Spencer Anderson is reporting as eligible. So, run the ball. From the 39, Anderson lined up at fullback. Rear 19 said, Hut. It's not Aaron Rodgers, it's Mason Rudolph, but Pittsburgh is owning the Chicago Bears right now at 14-7. Still early, I get it. A lot of football to be played, but yeah. Second and 8, DK Metcalf limping off the field. Hopefully he's okay. Of course, now, they have momentum and then somebody gets fucking hurt. They have no wide receivers behind him. Yeah, okay, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin, Skoranek, and Miller, but nobody else. And there's not been any consistency. Freiermuth on that catch and run for 2, maybe 3 yards as he stumbles a little bit, gets hit, but yeah, it's going to have to open up the screen game. You're going to have to get these tight ends more involved. I mean, now everybody other than Wilson and Hayward have catches. Caleb Johnson hasn't played yet. Neither is Scotty Miller, but from the 35, 3rd and 6. So you're in field goal range. Gainwell on that toss. And he'll get a first down. There you go. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh. Keep it going. Keep it going. One thing at a time here. Work these sticks. Yeah, that's a first down. He's short. It's not 1st and 10 now. So it's going to be 4th and inches. So now Pittsburgh is going to have a decision to make. Well, you got to reset that play clock. They say replay assist said he's short. And I guess he is about a half yard. All right. Yeah. So 4th and inches. Do you go for it? Do you kick it? I'd rather have a 10-point lead, but if you can get a 21-point lead because you go for this and score eventually, then okay, even better. But if you go for it, don't get it, you're still only up 7, you don't capitalize off the fumble. They're going to line up to go for it, but they might just try to draw them off sides. But they're going to go sneak with the tight ends before they push the pile. And then I don't know. No, he didn't get that. Steelers think they have the first down, but no, they don't. Bears say turnover on downs, 1st and 10. Did they even snap the ball? So, all right, back to just being up 14-7 and not being able to score off the fumble. I mean, what? It would have been about a 53-yard kick, I think, which Boswell is, capable of making. He's arguably one of the best, if not the best kicker in the NFL, especially from, long range, from distance, from 50 plus. Wind doesn't seem to be a factor. Like, I get you want to keep the drive going and convert, but remember, they did say first down, and then they overturned it, said 4th and inches, and then they just made a quick decision. All right, we're going to go for it, and it didn't work out. Like, yeah, the ball was first didn't look like it got snapped. They were pushing, and then it did get snapped. It's just they couldn't move. Like, credit to the Bear defense, their front, and they get the turnover on downs. They're going to get back out there on offense to try to make up for their fumble and now cut this lead themselves, let alone tie it up at 14. But I mean, a lead still a lead at 7, but it seems like they got maybe just a little too in over their head there. They made a quick decision to go for it rather than, all right, we should probably just kick this and take the points. Especially because you're on the road, and then, 10-point lead's a 2-score game. Not 7 at 1 score. But at least you still have a lead, so it's still early. Been nice to have scored, points off of that. But, I mean, talk about a sequence, though, from the defense touchdown to then the fumble, and then it gets all messy in the trenches, whether it was a fumble to even begin with, and then Steeler ball, and then they can't even get an inch. So, yeah, here's another replay of it. Darnell Washington, Freiermuth, Gainwell kept pushing, but they said he didn't get it, so he didn't get it. So Bears ball, 1st and 10 from the 30. And Pittsburgh ain't obviously going to challenge that because you're not going to win a spot ball challenge. You're just not. They're not going to move it. Pass down the middle, high, incomplete, almost picked off from behind, but Steelers still up 14-7, so, I mean, at least they have that. Been nice to be up 10 right now, but oh well. James Pierre's almost had a couple interceptions early in this game, so just have to keep that in mind. Maybe eventually, Hill or, somebody else will get one later on. Especially when they already got a, strip sack fumble in the end zone for a touchdown, so. They're getting to Williams. They're making him, get rid of it. And he's just not making throws. He's throwing the ball, but he's not executing. Maybe, should paint his fingernails and toenails some more. So an injured Bear lineman. From the 30, 2nd and 10. Empty set. They pump fake. He rolls out. It's high, incomplete. And some boos from the Bear faithful. Oh my. It's not surprising. So they'll give us some updates, some highlights. We'll update some scores in a minute. But that's good. 3rd and 10. And Caleb Williams, complete. Loveland, no. Ramsey, Queen, Herbig, I believe. Or is that Peyton Wilson? 51, it was 41, Wilson. They wrap him up. He's short. Be 4th and 2, 4th and 3. It looks like they were going to go for it, though. With 8-1-4 and counting to play in the first. First half, 2nd quarter. Fourth and 1. A long one. And they'll snap it and go for it. And as quarterback run, they get the first down. And pushed out of bounds by Jalen Ramsey. And that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. That's not a late hit. He was clearly in bounds when he fucking pushed him out. Crowd not liking it. They need to get everybody away. Don't want anybody spitting or punching each other today. Jamar Chase, though, did get suspended. Good for him. Fuck him. Ramsey did get fined $15,000, but he's playing, and Chase ain't today for the Bengals against the Patriots. But Ramsey he's brought that back to the Steeler defense. He's clearly in bounds when he pushed him out. That is not a late hit. Yep. That's a good no call. Thank you. From the 47, Williams will roll out, and it's complete. So it is, starting to get a little chippy just because of that. But, yeah, Ramsey's brought that physicality back to the Steeler defense. He's clearly in bounds when he pushed him out. I'd understand if it was on the white or a little further and he did it, then they would have thrown the flag. But he's clearly in bounds, he pushed him out. That's not a penalty. So they can whine, bitch, and moan all they fucking want about it. It's not a penalty. And boo and whatever. From midfield, 2nd and 7. But he wears 5. They're on a double reverse. And a big run before Cam Hayward and Pierre wrap him up at the 35 for 15 yards. So 1st and 10 Chicago. But remember Joey Porter always, with everything he would do, James Harrison as well. But that 5 from 55, the Steelers are going to fucking hit you. The Raiders are going to hit you. It's football, okay? Caleb Williams is a softie. For fuck's sake, he paints his goddamn fingernails and toenails, as I just mentioned. Go cry about it, okay? Toughen up a little bit, buddy. Tackle for loss, be 2nd and long. That's just football. You're going to get hit. You don't want to get hit, and then don't play. You know exactly what the hell's going to happen when you sign up. So, Herbig on the tackle for loss. Obviously, he had the fumble recovery in the end zone for the touchdown. But 2nd and 15 at the 40. Williams over the middle, complete, 1st down at the 20, gets to the 17 with Ramsey and Wilson wrapping them up. 5:10 to play in the half. Bears still have all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Steelers with 2 in the 2. But remember, Pittsburgh doesn't get the ball back to begin the second half. So if Chicago does score here, okay. If not, even better. Pittsburgh's still going to have a chance here before halftime, it looks like, to do something. And then also early 3rd quarter. So it's 14-7 now. We'll see what it is here in a little bit. That pass is incomplete. Moore had got tripped up. Got a penalty on the play as well. And they pick it up, so no penalty on the play. All right, incomplete, be 2nd and 10. But yeah. Second and 10 for the Bears from the 17. Motion man's a tight end. Colston Loveland out of Michigan, who they drafted over Tyler Warren out of Penn State for whatever reason, but he went to the Colts. And Indy's what, 8-2, 8-3. Chicago's 7-3. So they're both having good years anyway. But 3rd and 5 after a 5-yard run. See if the defense can make a stop towards the kick. And remember, this is off of a turnover on downs that the Bears are trying to score off of. Pittsburgh very well could have kicked the field goal of their own, but they didn't. 3rd and 5 from the 12. Williams caught, touchdown. So they can't cover the slant on defense. And Loveland makes the catch for 6. So we're an extra point away from another tie ball game here at 14 now. So Pittsburgh can get the ball back. 3:56, 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning, so 3 timeouts basically. To go do something before halftime now, and then they'll still get the ball back to begin the second half. So try to get that 2-for-1 and double dip if you can. You know, I'm taking what I can get, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, on both drives. You'd love 2 touchdowns and another 14 to get to 28 points, but, you know, if it's anywhere, you know, in between that 3 and another 14, for 1, 2 field goals, 1, 2 touchdowns, a combination of both. Just don't get nothing on these next 2 drives. You got to get something. So extra points good. We're tied at 14. Steelers getting the ball back. But yeah, you have chances and opportunities now to really do some damage if they can offensively go on a drive like they did on the touchdown drive. Because now it's sort of turned into a back and forth game, you know, from obviously the Bears scoring off the turnover. So if Pittsburgh doesn't throw the interception, they don't score off of it. The Bears just scored for the first time on that touchdown there. They don't have points off the turnover. But they do, so it is what it is. And then, you know, Pittsburgh goes on the drive and have momentum, get the defense a touchdown, but then even with the second turnover and that fumble, they couldn't capitalize off of it. Turnover on downs, Bears score off of that. So 14 apiece. Update these stats for you. Yeah, 3:56 to go in the half. 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Yeah, go score. I'm taking what I can get on the road. Rudolph, 9 of 10, 76 yards. Okay, so technically they're saying now that Rudolph passing touchdown to Metcalf was not a passing touchdown, and it's going down as a rushing touchdown for DK Metcalf. That's what I have right now. That's what it's saying on my end. We'll see, because at first it was saying passing touchdown, not saying rushing touchdown. So they've clearly updated that. We'll see what it says at the end of the game. Let alone early third quarter if they mess with it at halftime. But Rudolph, 9 of 10, 76 yards. The interception, they scored off of it. Gainwell, 3 of 19. Warren, 4 of 19. So there's been no run game since I last updated these Steelers stats. They got to get back to the run game on this drive. Metcalf, 2 of 12. And a rushing touchdown rather than a receiving touchdown. But if you had him for an anytime touchdown today, well, there you go. That hit. Skoranek, 1 of 21. Gainwell, 2 of 18 receiving. Darnell Washington's a 13-yard catch. Metcalf, 2 of 9. Johnny Smith, 1 of 8. Calvin Austin, 1 of 5. Freiermuth has a catch for 2 yards. I mean, so they're getting everybody touches. Williams, 7 of 13, 86 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. 1 to DJ Moore, 1 to Colston Loveland. He also leads the team in rushing. Williams does with 3 carries, 22 yards. But Steelers on the kickoff return, it'll be down in the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. As we're tied at 14, 3:56 to go in the first half, and they have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Go score. Go work the clock and go score. Make sure they don't touch the ball back until mid-third quarter. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Rudolph going to be up under center at the 20. And they'll toss near side Jalen Warren. And he bulldozes for 8, maybe 9 yards. 2nd and a short coming up as they had Spencer Anderson as an eligible receiver. He motioned into fullback, then they motioned Darnell Washington near side, tossed it near side. And, yeah, a good run. But remember, last time they had second and short after a run on the first play of that drive, they threw the interception. So, 2nd and 1 from the 29. Just don't turn it over. And they'll run it again. Little counter, far side, first down at the 35. Work that clock a little bit. I mean, you don't want to really use all of it to, even hurt yourself, but you want to use as much as you can so you can keep going, but then they don't touch the ball. From the 35, 1st and 10. Metcalf seems to be okay. And then they'll say false start on Pittsburgh on Jonnu Smith. So back him up. It'll be 1st and 15. First and 15. Metcalf in motion again. And they'll run Warren again for the 3rd play in a row. He gets those 5 penalty yards back. So they'll have, 2nd and 10 at the 2-minute warning. Still with 2 timeouts. Tied at 14 here to go do something before halftime. All right, we'll see what happens. Second and 10 for the Steelers. The 2-minute warning. Gainwell's going to lose the yard. It'll be 3rd and 11. So now the Bears with their timeouts, they might be getting the ball back here now before halftime. So now the Bears call their first timeout. It's not 4th down. It is not 4th down. It's 3rd down. It's 3rd and 11. It was just 2nd down, and they ran one play. How is it 4th down? They clearly had the fucking chains wrong then. It should be 3rd down for Pittsburgh. 3rd and 11, not 4th down. And they just got fucked for then running a run there on 3rd down. They probably would have threw. Goddamn refs. It was 2nd down at the 2-minute warning. They ran one play. There goes Gainwell. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Steelers. Kenny G making noise. Let's go. Who gives a shit if it was 3rd or 4th down now? Here we go. And CBS was actually shit. It was 4th and short. They go for it. They sneak it, but they hand it off, and Gainwell off to the races. The Ravens ran that a week ago. The Eagles have ran, a different version of the tush push, in the past as well. Touchdown Steelers. Well, if it ain't, it's going to be 1st and goal. But, yeah, like I said, whether it's 3rd or 4th down, who cares? He's short, so it'll be goal to go with 1:22 and 2 timeouts. Give it to him again, though. Let him get his touchdown. They're going to say he's short at the inch line. They'll reset the game clock to whatever. But CBS was coming back from a split-screen commercial, and they had already snapped it. So the next thing you saw, the only thing you saw is he's running down the sideline. You never saw the snap until the play. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh at the 1. But yeah, like I said, it was 3rd down, 4th down. Who cares now? It was 2nd down, though, 2-minute warning. They ran one play, and they said it was 4th down. How is that possible other than they had the chains wrong? So they had the chains wrong. Steelers had 3rd and long, and okay, 4th and whatever. They go for it. Get the big run by Kenny G. They'll toss to Warren near side, and he walks in, touchdown Steelers. So they still score. Flag on the play, though. God damn it. It's 20-14, extra point to come, but it's offside on the Bears. Penalties decline, touchdown Steelers. So the Steelers now have 2 rushing touchdowns and a defensive touchdown and a 6-point, about to be 7-point lead. And could have scored off of a fumble with a field goal, but didn't. But then the Bears are still going to get the ball back here with about a minute to go and a couple timeouts themselves to go do something before halftime. Pittsburgh's still going to get the ball back to begin the second half, though, too. So, what a first half. Come on, man. Going to have a lot to talk about halftime. But Warren's a bulldozer, and Gainwell's that scat back, turning into a speedster. And they can both catch it out of the backfield in the screen game. So, but the Steelers are now another team that have ran a different version of the tush push. I mean, they already run a different version of the tush push to begin with. They don't have the quarterback up under center. They have a tight end up under center. But then they snap it and then they hand off. Because the Eagles have done the tush push. Obviously, it's just a sneak. But the tush push, they've pitched it. The Ravens did what the Steelers just did a week ago. Well, technically, Mark Andrews took it and spun and just took off. This is like a simple handoff, and Gainwell goes the distance but came up a yard short. So they still punched it in, though. Warren with a touchdown. So Steelers lead 21-14 as we near halftime. So we'll get back to it here in a minute. But, yeah, we'll unpack everything at halftime. We'll have stats to score. Look what's going on in the NFL. Preview next week. So thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. That'll be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit that red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well. Stay up to date. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Share, hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag here we go. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. But yeah, 21-14. They do score before halftime. We'll see if they can get a stop to hold the 7-point lead at half rather than give them a field goal or another touchdown, because then they'll get the ball back to begin the third quarter and have a chance to add on to the lead then. But yeah, what a first half this has been. Crazy, very crazy 30 minutes of football. This past hour and a half. So, yeah, all Hayward did was get the snap from Zach Frazier and hand it off to Kenny G, Kenneth Gainwell, and there he went. So Steelers kick off, and the Bears return it from the 5. Out past the 30, 35 to 36. Bears going to have a minute 13 and 2 timeouts to do something. First and 10 from the 36. Pittsburgh might have jumped off sides. There's a flag on the play. Williams will be picked off by Joey Porter, but I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to get Pittsburgh on an offside, and it'll be Bear ball, first and 10. Steelers fumble, and then recovers, because then if the Bears would have recovered, they would have caught the ball there at that spot. It's like, yeah, offside on the Steelers. It'd be 5-yard penalty after all that. First and 5. Because if he doesn't jump off sides, it's a pick and a Steeler ball. But the penalty just costs him another turnover as well. Yep. First and 5, Bears from the 41. And a pass far side. Caught, and then they say no catch, incomplete, as he is out of bounds. Ramadunze out of Washington. 1, not 2. Incomplete with Joey Porter on the coverage. Yeah, left's down, right's down, out of bounds, so it's incomplete. Second and 5. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Be third and 5 now. from the 41, 3rd and 5. See if the defense get off the field, call timeout, get the ball back with, 30, 35, 40 seconds potentially. Slant caught, first down, midfield. Now you're in no hurry to stop the clock. Let them do what they want, but don't, got to make stops still. Chicago takes a timeout. They're second. They'll have a 1st and 10 at midfield with 41 seconds when we come back.
Obviously, the first priority is getting yourself into field goal position. You still have the tap on a second, 42 seconds now.
First and 10 Bears. Williams complete. About 6, maybe 7 yards. 35 seconds now with the Bears calling their 3rd and final timeout. So now the defense, hey, tackle them in bounds, let the clock run. From the 43, 2nd and 4. Pass complete. Flag on the play. He gets out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop either way with the penalty flag and getting out of bounds. But 30 seconds. Maybe a 10-second runoff because we're under 2 minutes. I don't have any timeouts with the penalty. Illegal shift. 5 yards. I'll replay it out. Yeah. Oh, since the clock was stopped, there's no 10-second runoff. But if it was running, there would be, okay. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. 30 seconds, 2nd and 9 for the Bears. Tackle them in bounds. Let this fucking clock run at the 48. They have no timeouts. They have to run the field goal unit out if it comes down to it. Or can spike it. Empty set with Swift and Odin. Williams over the middle high. Ooh, almost picked off again. Kyle Duggar. He had a pick 6 a week ago. Will be incomplete, 3rd and 9. They did have an interception earlier in this drive, but remember they're offside, so it didn't count. But then now that's 3 almost INTs. 2 by James Pierre, 1 by Kyle Duggar. But no cigar. So, I mean, yeah, they got the fumble. They got that they didn't do anything with. They got the strip sack fumble in the end zone and scored off of it. But, I mean, they're up 2 scores if Pittsburgh doesn't turn the ball over. Because Bears only have 1 touchdown then. Jalen Ramsey wraps up Luther Burden inside the 30 at the 29. Clock's ticking. 10, 9, 8, 7. They'll clock it with 7 seconds. They don't have any timeouts. Are they going to kick it now or are they going to run another play before they kick it? But yeah, just a simple slant. So Pittsburgh cannot cover that again here today. But yeah, just he hit the hole and went, and then Pittsburgh wraps him up. So 2nd and 10, they're going to line up to run a play here. Tackle him in bounds, I'm telling you. He'll probably throw it away. Deep ball, yeah, out of bounds, incomplete. 3 seconds, so now they're going to kick it. And this is going to be, what, a 46-yarder, 47-yarder? Cairo Santos about ready to kick a 47-yarder. Wasn't he the one that he taught himself how to kick by playing Madden? From the right hash, kick is good. And as the Steelers did not call timeout to ice him, but at halftime the Steelers lead the Bears 21-17, and Pittsburgh's getting the ball back to begin the second half. So a very exciting, very high-scoring first half, but Pittsburgh still has a 4-point lead. Could be a little bit more, but could also be less. Yeah, wild first half, to say the least. From a quick 3-and-out to an interception, the Bears scored off of it. You go the distance, 95-yard touchdown drive to tie it at 7. You know, a couple plays after that, you get a strip sack fumble in the end zone, recover it for a touchdown, so you're up 14-7. And then you get a fumble on the following Bear drive again. Had a chance to really, put it to him, but couldn't capitalize off the fumble. Get a turnover on downs because he couldn't get an inch. Bears score off of that, tied at 14. The Bears have punted once. The Steelers haven't at all yet, I don't think, correct? And then from 14 all, Pittsburgh, another position of, with the down and distance of whether it was second down, third down at the 2-minute warning, got chippy there a little bit with Jalen Ramsey again, but he's going to be trash talking. So whoever the hell they're playing, they got to deal with it. They don't like it, tough shit. It was a clean hit. They pushed him out of bounds while he was inbounds. It wasn't a late hit out of bounds. But Pittsburgh has a running game, a couple rushing touchdowns. When we thought the Metcalf touchdown was a passing touchdown from Rudolph to him, but it ended up going down in the stat book as a rushing touchdown. Gainwell almost had a rushing touchdown. That's to the whether it was second, third down, it doesn't matter. It ended up being fourth down right after the 2-minute warning. They go for it, get a big run, and do score before halftime. Warren punched it in from a yard out after they said he was down, short of the goal line. But then they still give up the field goal before half, but they had a chance to kick a field goal on that fourth down. They went for it and didn't get it. And the Bears scored off and tied it at 14 because they could have been up, 10 there at 17-7. But they're at 4 at halftime, 21-17. They have a running game. So with them being on the road and having a running game, and defense has been out there a lot, but they were controlling the clock. We'll see what the stats say now. But if they don't turn the ball over, they still have a 2-score lead here at halftime, being up 4. But, they also have points off of Bear turnovers too. So, turnovers have been a story here today. But as I said at the start, with turnovers, when the Steelers are getting turnovers and scoring off of them, they're winning. When the Steelers are turning it over, they're losing. Well, we're right there in the middle of it because we've had both happen. But even with a 4-point 21-17 lead, this game ain't over just yet. You still got to play a full 60. We've talked about it recently as well. I haven't talked about it yet today, but 2 weeks ago on the road, okay, they were down at halftime. They ended up losing because they played like shit. They haven't won on the road in over 2 months as well, but 3 of the last 4 games have been at home, and in all 3 of those games, they had leads at halftime. They blew it against the Packers a month ago on Sunday Night Football. But then that Colt game, they got a lot of turnovers on defense and scored off of them and won by 7. And then, last week as well, with the big pick 6 by Kyle Duggar was the turning point. Made it a 2-score game, and they didn't look back after that. But, Rudolph's playing well today, as he did in the second half a week ago. He's reliable. He can get the job done if needed. So they got to keep helping him out in the run game here today. But, Metcalf to get some more touches at wide receiver. These tight ends more involved, I think, as well. But they have a halftime lead. They have some momentum. They just can't blow it, and they're going to get the ball back here to begin the second half. So they do score before halftime. The Bears kicked the field goal, though, before halftime. But, Pittsburgh still getting the ball to begin the third quarter. Go score again. Go kick a field goal, comes down to it. You're up 7 then, And we'll see what the situation, is and what it calls for at that point in time moving forward. But if you can score a touchdown, go up 2 scores at 11, 28-17, before they get the ball back mid-third quarter. And then you're still playing pretty good on defense, making stops. Back to the turnovers again. They turned it over. Bears scored off of it. You had a strip sack fumble in the end zone, scored off of that. Those technically even each other out then. The Bears had the fumble. Pittsburgh couldn't do anything off of it. But then turnover on downs, Bears score, tied at 14. But the Steeler defense goes back, I believe it was the Brown game at home on that short week before they went to Cincinnati and lost. Like I said, they haven't won on the road since they beat the Patriots back week 3. But they've had some almost, interceptions off of Caleb Williams. James Pierre with 2, Kyle Duggar with 1. DePorter technically did have 1 on that drive, but remember, they're offside, so it didn't count. So keep stopping the run, keep getting pressure on Caleb Williams. Just make them miserable. Force pressure, create and capitalize off turnovers, and overall, defensively, just get the hell off the field. Hold the lead, don't blow it. Offense to run the football, which they've done, a pretty damn good job of. Just not today or in the past few weeks, but for the most part of the season, you really think about it, they've been able to run the football this year. It could be more consistent, no doubt about it, just as anything else, but win's a win at the end of the day. That's what matters. You just got to find a way to win. So, just said, don't blow this 4-point, 21-17 lead. You got to keep playing. It's only one half. Crazy first half, so who knows what the second half's going to have in store for us. Obviously we're not coaching, we're not playing, we're watching, sitting here, analyzing the game. I'm calling as I see it as a fan, so thanks for tuning in and listening. But just don't turn the ball over. Got to play smart. Rudolph, like I said, I think he's played pretty damn good again. I think he's out of that, if you want to say slump, but when he was backing up Roethlisberger and he would come in, he really wasn't playing that great. He just won it. At times, but it's been more consistent from that 3-game stretch, late 23. They beat the Bengals, Seahawks, and Ravens before they lost to the Bills in the playoffs in that game that got rescheduled because of the snow. Like I said, he goes to Tennessee last year, but he comes back to Pittsburgh and played the second half a week ago. Starts today because of Aaron Rodgers being out with his slight fracture in his left wrist. As Rodgers once again back soon, won't need surgery, but his Week 12 status entering today was to be determined until late last night, early this morning, and then they broke the news that he wasn't going to be playing. So they're being cautious with it, but they're still making plays without him. They're still finding ways to, give this team a chance to win. but said earlier, they got to play complementary sound football and just find a way to win. So, yeah, we'll see what happens this second half. But at halftime, the Steelers lead the Bears 21-17. So, Pittsburgh trying to win in Chicago once again for the first time since November the 5th, 1995. It's been 30 years and a couple weeks. And like I said, they needed overtime that day to win it on a game-winning field goal, 37-34. But that's the only time the Steelers have ever the win in Chicago, Illinois, which is a little hard to believe, but it's true. So, as long as football's been going on, as long as these two franchises have been playing football, Pittsburgh's only won in Chicago once before. Going to hope to make it 2 today. And they have a 4-point lead, 21-17 at halftime. So, yeah, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Gwen Luke 96. So, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the red subscribe button. Notification bell next to it as well to stay up to date. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Here We Go. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. As this video is powered by Rogue Energy, HopeKThrifts, and Dead and Hungry. First off, with Rogue Energy, be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers, and Rogue Energy merch at the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code Luke123. That's Luke123 for 10% off. HopeKThrifts, second resale shop that focuses on staying in the environment cheap and fashionable way, as most are $20 or less, and include brands like American Converse, Free People, and Shein, among others. HopeKThrifts found on Depop, Instagram, Macari, and Poshmark. Yes, you guessed it. HopeKThrifts. That's HopeKThrifts. So be sure to use the message seller code CHEAPTHRIFTS, CHAPTHRFTS, CHEAPTHRIFTS for 10% off. The link also in the description below. And then Dead and Hungry, a novel written by Nathan D. Mitchell. You can find it on Amazon just in time for the holidays. So if that doesn't interest you, you might as well be what the title says. I would normally say also to scan the QR code behind me if you've done so already, but since it's a black screen audio only, be sure to click the first top link in the description below. It might actually just be easier to click the first top link in the description below rather than scanning the QR code. But greatly appreciated. Thank you. And then hit the hype button if available on your YouTube screen. I say that because for some people it is available, and then for some people it is not. But at halftime, the Steelers lead the Bears 21-17. Pittsburgh will receive the second half kick as Caleb Williams is 10-21, 120 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. One to DJ Moore, the other to Colston Loveland. Caleb Williams leads the team in rushing with 3 carries, 22 yards. Kyle Monangai, 5-16. On the ground, Luther Burden has an end-around run for 15 yards. DeAndre Swift, 6-12. So the Bears as a team, Pittsburgh in the first half has only given up 15 carries for 65 yards rushing. Luther Burden with 3 catches, 46 yards receiving. Colston Loveland, 3-38 in the touchdown. Ramadunze, 1-22. Zacchaeus has a catch for 6 yards. DJ Moore, 1-5 in the touchdown. Cole Kmet, 1-3. With Mason Rudolph leading the Steelers over the Bears 21-17 here at halftime. The Red-Nosed Reindeer is 10-11, 86 yards passing. We thought it was a passing touchdown for DK Metcalf. It goes down as a rushing touchdown for DK Metcalf, though. Instead, does the interception. Bears scored off of it. So they'd obviously have 7 less points. And Pittsburgh would have 11 right now. If everything else, has gone the way it has, if the Steelers don't turn the football over. Gainwell, 5 carries, 73 yards with a long of 55. Jalen Warren, 8-40 and a 1-yard touchdown. Metcalf has 2 carries, 12 yards, and a touchdown as well. Ben Skoranek, 1-21 receiving. Kenneth Gainwell, 2-18. Calvin Austin, 2-15. Darnell Walsh has a catch for 13 yards. DK Metcalf, 2-9. And Jonnu Smith and Freiermuth combined 2 catches, 10 yards. Jalen Ramsey, 6 total tackles at the half. 1 sack It's TJ Watt on the strip sack fumble on Caleb Williams in the end zone. That was recovered by Nick Herbig. Boswell 3 of 3 on his extra points. They've yet to kick a field goal with them. Could have, on that 4th down, but they decided to go for it and didn't get it. But overall total team stats as the Steelers get the second half kickoff, and then on 1st and 10, run Jalen Warren, and it'll officially go down for, they're going to mark that as 2nd down and 4 coming up. So they give them 6 on the first play of the second half. And Spencer Anderson in at fullback. Darnell Washington in motion, and they'll roll out. Rudolph looking to throw, and going to step up, tuck it and run, slides. He'll be short. It'll be 3rd and a long 1, 3rd and 2 potentially. But see if they can convert and, keep this drive going to begin the half and, hold the lead. So, yeah. Knock on wood. Look, hopefully, he didn't get sandwiched on that and get hurt. But 3rd and short, they'll run Warren up the middle and get the 1st down. So, Steelers with another 1st down. Make it 12 now on the afternoon. The Bears also have 12. Pittsburgh's 3 of 5, potentially 4 or 6 now on 3rd down. Bears 4 of 7. Both have converted on 4th down. Steelers 1 of 2, Bears 1 of 1. Steelers with 86 yards passing, 136 rushing. Bears with 110 to 65. So 2 and a $1.75 total for the two from the Steelers, the Bears respectively. But Mason Rudolph goes down on the sack. It'll be 2nd and long. 6 penalties, 3 of 25 against Chicago, 3 of 16 for the Steelers. We've talked about the turnovers. Yeah, Pittsburgh's leading time possession, 16-19 to 15-40. And obviously, a couple minutes here into the second half now as well. So 21-17, 2nd and 14 coming up after the sack. And Rudolph will hand off Jalen Warren up the middle, so they'll get those sack yards back and still have a 3rd and long coming up. Third and 10 officially. See if they convert or not. Rudolph looking to throw. Deep ball near side. And intended for Roman Wilson, and it's incomplete. Almost had it off the deflection. But it falls incomplete. 4th down. Got an injured Bear defender. Pittsburgh's going to punt. They'll punt to begin the second half. So the Bears going to still be down 4 here, 21-17, and get the ball back with a chance to take their first lead since they're up 7-0. So now the Steelers will punt. And that's what I thought. They didn't punt it all in the first half. But wrapped up right away by Brandon Echols. Echols makes the hit on the punt return. No gain. It'll be 1st and 10 Bears from the 10 when we come back. 21-17 your score as the Steelers lead. We'll update some other scores now around the NFL. Hold on a minute. We've got a flag on the play. They saying kick catch interference and they tackled him? I don't fucking think so. During the kick, got a hold on the return. It'll be half the distance. Yeah. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 Bears from their own 5-yard line. 11:23 to play in this third quarter. 21-17 your score. All right. Also right now in the NFL, Week 12 already. Sunday before Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and successful Black Friday later on this week. Patriots are up 17-13 at the Bengals. Giants leading the Lions 20-17. Packers 17-6 on top of Minnesota. Seattle's blown out Tennessee 23-3. That's the only game that is not one score right now. At this 1 o'clock window, as these games are, early mid-third quarter. Steelers lead the Bears 21-17. Patriots 17-13 at Cincinnati. So Bill Belichick at North Carolina, but the Patriots are on Cincinnati, not 4. Just as the Steelers are at the Bears. Giants up 3 at the Lions, 20-17. Packers lead the Vikings 17-6. Yeah. Colts 17-9 at the Chiefs. Kansas City on the outside looking in right now in the playoff picture. Ravens up 10-7 at home on the Jets. But yeah, the Seahawks are blowing out the Titans 23-3. Everything else at 1 o'clock is one score other than that game. Still to come today, Week 12 of the NFL at 4 o'clock. Browns, Raiders, as Shedeur Sanders will make his first start in Sin City against Silver and Black. Jags, Cardinals. Eagles are in Dallas taking on the Cowboys. Falcons, Saints. As Sunday Night Football is Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Rams. Monday Night Football tomorrow night, Panthers, 49ers. As Gafford will get to run it all over his former team. But as the Texans beat the Bills 23-19 on Thursday Night Football, the Broncos, Dolphins, Chargers, and Washington Redskins football team, Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them, are all on bye weeks this week. Next week in the NFL, Week 13, obviously Thanksgiving's on Thursday. Once again, hopefully everyone has a happy Thanksgiving, successful Black Friday. But 3 NFL games on Thursday. Normally the Lions play at 12:30, but they're going to play at 1 o'clock on Thursday. They'll host the Packers. That should be a damn good game. The Chiefs will be at the Cowboys on Thursday afternoon. That should also be a good game. And then Joe Burrow potentially could be returning for the Cincinnati Bengals as they'll be in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. We'll have a Black Friday game on Amazon. These Bears will be taking on the other Pennsylvania NFL team in Philadelphia and the Eagles. Next Sunday at 1 o'clock, 49ers, Browns, Jags, Titans, Texans, Colts. Miami's going to host New Orleans in the Drew Brees Bowl, in which he could have signed in with one team, but signed with the other instead and won a Super Bowl. Falcons, Jets, Cards, Bucks, Rams, Panthers, Vikings, Seahawks, Raiders, Chargers. Next Sunday night is Broncos and Redskins. I'm surprised they didn't flex that game. But next Monday night, Giants, Patriots. Surprised they really didn't flex that game either. But next Sunday afternoon at 4:30, the Steelers will host the Buffalo Bills. So be sure to tune back in live here on YouTube then, as I'll have live play, watch on reactions. So some pushing and shoving. And I don't think they threw any flags, though, did they? They're letting them play. Yeah, just move on. It'll be 1st and 10, Chicago. Ball at the 40. Out of an empty, Williams over the middle, it's caught, and first down into Steeler territory. They'll blow it dead as they try to push the pile, but Yeah, 1st and 10 Bears after a good almost 20-yard pickup.
This is a really interesting play because the Steelers have Nick Herbig and TJ Watt both out in coverage. You can see them. There's Watt.
They can't cover the slant. They just can't.
Literally lined up in like man-to-man coverage on the Bears receivers. And that's generally not
From the 43, 1st and 10. 10 and a half to play in the third. Fake the run, complete again. Guess what? Another slant with Joey Porter on the coverage. Dunze gets to the 29 for 14, 15 yards. 1st and 10, Chicago again.
We check in with him. Hey guys, this is what Mike Tomlin wanted. Talking to him at halftime, he said that I think it was top of mind for him is he wanted his defense to stand up and face adversity a bit more. The 2 turnovers, if you will, the interception and the turnover on downs, led to touchdowns for Chicago. He said our defense has to support our offense a little bit better in the second half.
That's for sure. Yep.
This would be the most yards allowed by the Steelers in franchise history. They are 360.
Bubble screen complete. DJ Moore, some good blocks. But then DJ Moore gets pushed out of bounds by Pierre, 42, and Peyton Wilson, 41. He's 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. Got another penalty to play. What's new? After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting on the offense. It'll be enforced. 15 yards down counts and 1st down Chicago. And it's his first. So Jalen Ramsey get after him and get him thrown out like you got thrown out last week. Jamar Chase should have been thrown out, but then he didn't, even though he spit on him. Got suspended for today. You got fined, and you're still playing, and he's not. 2nd and 20 now, they say. So, okay, a down does count. So it's going to be 2nd and short. 2nd and 20 back at the 39. And they're on a screen. DeAndre Swift, Keanu Beck, and Kyle Duggar wrap him up. Gets the penalty yardage back, but still 3rd down coming up. Third and 6 from the 25. More penalties. Down the seam, DJ Moore with the touchdown reception for the Bears to take their first lead since they're up 7-0, but there's a penalty on the play. Okay, it's on the Steeler defense. It's declined. Touchdown Bears. Son of a bitch. It doesn't matter if there's a penalty on Pittsburgh or not. He got wide open down the middle, and Williams found him for 6. So, touchdown Bears. They still going to score on that play anyway. Extra point is good. 24-21 Chicago. 8:29 to play in the third. Caleb Williams now 15-26, $195 and 3 touchdowns, with 2 of them to DJ Moore, who has 3 catches, 35 yards, and then Colston Loveland had the one sandwiched in between. 24-21, Steelers are going to get the ball back, and, I mean, go kick a field goal, tie this game up, you know, but touchdown would be nice to retake the lead, go up 28-24, but we'll see what happens. Bears kick off. Steelers return it. And 1st and 10 from 25, 26-yard line, it looks like. Got to run the ball. You got to convert. Nothing stupid. Go drive and score. On the 27-yard line officially. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Rudolph up under center, Skronik in motion. And they'll run Kenneth Gainwell. And he gets a good 8-9 yards up the middle. Taking a short. He's 2nd and 2. Run Gainwell again, and nowhere to go. 3rd and 2. Third and 2, see if they can convert. Because then if not, you're up 4 at halftime and 2 offensive drives, you have to punt. Rudolph looking to dump it off, complete Gainwell. He stumbles and he loses the yard. And they'll have to punt again, so the Bears can get the ball back. So Steelers are going to throw out on this defense, find a way to win now. God. I mean, if he doesn't stumble, he gets off that block. He's down the near sideline off to the races. But he stumbled, and 4th and 3, they'll punt again. So offensively, they've not done a damn thing since the first half now. Late second quarter. They've had 2 drives this third quarter, and they both ended in punts. And they now trail by 3, I might add, as well. So 24-21, Bears can get the ball back with a chance to tack on their lead. We'll get back to it in a minute. Thanks for tuning in and listening. First and 10, Chicago after another Steeler punt. Ball to 27. And they'll fake the run. Williams looking to throw again. Another completion near side. Ramadunze with James Pierre on the coverage. Now they're coming together to say incomplete. So incomplete, second and 10 at the 27. Yeah, it came out late. It was a catch in bounds just right there, but then control and possession as he's going out of bounds, it fell incomplete with the ball coming loose. So incomplete. And one's looking to throw again. And rolling out incomplete once again. Third and 10 now. Come on, defense, get a stop. Third and 10 after a couple incompletions. I was talking about Joey Porter Jr. being questionable to return with a hip injury, so Darius Slay's in. But Brandon Echols on the coverage. They can't cover the slant. They just can't. But he's going to be short. It'll be 4th and a yard. We'll see what Chicago wants to do if they decide to go for it. You know, on their side of the 50, or if they want to play field position and punt and make the Steelers drive. They will punt. Watch for a fake, though. I'm telling you, watch for a fake punt. Calvin Austin back deep to receive. And they will punt. It's almost blocked. But Calvin Austin at the 20 on the punt return, 25-30, and then he runs out of bounds. Third time's a charm. At halftime, they both ended in punts. Got to go drive and at least tie this game up. It would be nice. You got to give yourself a chance to win it. You know? Still, 20 minutes to go? Oh. Steeler ball when we come back for 10. First and 10, Pittsburgh from the 33. Down 3, 24-21, 5:08 to play in the third. Run an end around with Jonnu Smith for about 4 yards. You don't see an end around to the tight end very often, but there you go. Metcalf limping again. Yeah, he just got rolled up on. This has been his ankle a couple different times today. Second and 6 after that 4-yard run. Rudolph looking to throw. Deep ball far side into the sun. Incomplete, intended for Calvin Austin. And then a penalty comes in. And should be a defensive pass interference on Chicago. See what the call is. And if it's going to be 15 yards or a spot foul. Pass interference on the defense. Spot foul, first down. That's a big penalty. That's a huge penalty. It's more than 15 yards, all right. Yeah, that's a PI, all right. He's holding them. Yep. Yep. I know that you know. 27-yard penalty. Yeah, spot foul. First down, Pittsburgh at the 35 of Chicago. Come on, boys. Run the ball. And they will with Warren. He'll cut. And he'll lose a yard or two. Second and long. So second and 12. Fake the run. Rudolph gonna get sacked. Ball's out too. God damn it. And who recovers it? Chicago recovers it. First and 10. Son of a bitch. What I've said about turnovers, they turn the ball over, they lose. So just as the Steelers, he might have been down. Just as the Steelers got a strip sack on Caleb Williams. Touchdown off it as well because it was recovering the end zone. The Bears now just get a strip fumble to recover it, so we'll see if they score off of it as well. They've already scored off the interception too, so adding up, that's the difference. You know, that's why Pittsburgh's down. Even as much as they're down, that's why they're down. Just frustrating. So first and 10, Chicago from the 40. Right. Well, down the middle, caught. And they really haven't ran the ball a hell of a lot today. They really don't need to because Williams is just picking apart the Steeler defense because they can't cover the slant and they're getting open. Like, cover the middle of the field, for God's sakes. That's where all the passes are going, the middle of the field. Williams complete to DJ Moore, and then Pierre and Queen make the stop. Just, they're back to the defense. They can't cover. Now they run it. 7-8 yard run up the middle, common on guy. So they're in field goal range, 2nd and 2, over the middle, incomplete. So 3rd and 2. If you can hold them to a field goal, okay. And they give over 3 points off turn, and that's still 10 points, off of 2 turnovers. And then you be down 6. So, hope to not give up anything here, but you don't want to give them a touchdown. Third and 2. And they run it, and no. He didn't get it. 4th and short. Now, one ref saying first down, the other one saying no. So they'll say 4th down and short, or they're going to say 1st down now? Come on. They say 1st down. I don't know about that. 1st and 10. And Williams will roll out. And it's caught at the 20. Wilson on the tackle. Durham Smythe, the former Dolphin at tight end, now Bear. So he goes from the water to the woods, and a couple yards. 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 6. Run up middle, Monungai again, 1st down inside the 10, be 1st and goal at the 8. Turnovers are killers, man. First and goal at the 8. Handoff again. And they'll have 2nd and goal at the 2. So pushing and shoving. They don't have to snap it again if they don't want to end this 3rd quarter, but looks like they're going to score. Whether it's now or it's early 4th quarter. Steeler defense needs to stop. Just turnovers, man. Even with everything else they've done, you call over 2 times you've already scored 7, they're about to score again, and you're down 3 as it is. So you're going to be down even more because of it. And the Bears have momentum, and this crowd's fired up. So 15 minutes to go. See if the hangman's coming for Caleb Williams or not. Doesn't seem like it. But this defense desperately needs to stop right now. They do. Whether they get it, I don't know. I don't. Probably not the way this drive's gone, to be honest with you. So we'll see. But, yeah, 24-21 at the end of the 3rd quarter. So thanks for tuning in and listening. But Bears about to extend their lead, it looks like, over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Pittsburgh still hasn't won in Chicago in 30 years. They just haven't. It's not like they haven't played there in 30 years. They have numerous times. Like, they beat them at home, but, the Bears lead the series 19-8 as mentioned. They also lose to them at home. They have always lost on road against them, only winning once, 30 years ago, 95. So, we'll see what happens. It's just they lose, they'll fall to 6-5. Baltimore last knew was up on the Jets, and then they'll both be 6-5. if the Ravens do win, the Steelers lose today. So technically they'd be tied for the division lead. And they still got to play each other twice. So, like, it's still going to be there for the taking. But then if you don't take care of business then, let alone in some other tough games, you're going to be in a position you don't want to be in. And that's needing help, let alone potentially just on the outside looking in with as deep as the playoff picture is right now. When you have a chance to take advantage of the division and you don't, or even if you are, Baltimore's still coming from behind, like, worry about your own shit first. That's why you got to take care of business, but then you also got to look at everything else, because then if you don't win the division, you're going to be a wild card, and then it's going to come back into play with, some of these other games, some of these other teams, whether you played them or not, that their win-loss record might be, better, as good, maybe a little worse than yours, who knows at that rate. But then also might be, well, head-to-head, did you win? And if you didn't, you're going to be on the outside looking in even more. To begin the fourth quarter, second goal for the Bears, Keanu Benton with a big hit. It'll be third goal from about the 1 now. So, yeah, they got to take care of business. They got to find a way to win this game. Got to find a way to win every game, for that matter. Yeah, just frustrating. Especially when you're doing as much as you are, but then you're still losing because of turnovers. So from the 2, third and goal. And a run up the middle, touchdown Chicago. So they're going to be up, guess what? 9, make it 10 points here. And they have 13, about to be 14 points off of a couple of Steeler turnovers. Along with 7 off of Steeler turnover on downs that the Steelers could have kicked the field goal on, but they didn't. So if they would have that 3, then they'd still only be down 7 now. And that's the difference in this game with 14 to go. Extra point, good. Even if he did make it or miss it, it'd still be a 2-score game anyway. So 31-21, 14 to play. And they score again off another turnover. So Steelers can get the ball back and hope not turn it over again. But that's why they're down the 10 they are. Because the Bears have 14 points off 2 turnovers. So do the math, it adds up. It's a killer. But as Caleb Williams is 18 of 32, 228, 3 touchdowns, Kyle Monangai hit Pater with the first rushing touchdown for Chicago today. They have a field goal as well. But 10 carries, 45 yards rushing for him in the score. Williams, 3 of 22. DJ Moore has 5 catches, 64 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Roman Dunze, 3 of 53. Luther Burden, the third, 3 for 46. Colson Loveland has 3 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown. It's coming down to, like I said, the 2 turnovers, 14 points, and then the Steelers not kicking the field goal when they went for it on 4th down. Didn't get it. Bears still scored off that, too. So it all adds up. Like, Rudolph doesn't even have 100 yards passing. He's 11 of 13, 85 yards with the interception that they scored off of, I might add. Gainwell, 7 of 81. Jalen Warren, 12 of 50. Metcalf with a rushing touchdown on 2 carries, 12 yards. Ben Skoranek leads the team in receiving with 1 catch, 21 yards. They're getting touches to everybody. From him to Austin to Metcalf to Wilson, Freiermuth, Smith, Walton, Gainwell as well. Surprising Jalen Warren doesn't have receiving here today, but 31-21. They're down 10. Bears scored 14 points off 2 turnovers, and that's the difference. be nice if Pittsburgh could go drive and score real quick and then get a stop and then, go score again to, attempt to tie this game up, let alone, take a lead. But, yeah, just... it's the first time they've given up plus points since the Packer game. They lost that. Lost when they gave up 33 to the Bengals as well. Beat the Jets, even though they gave up 32. Every other game they've held to under that, win or loss. But the turnovers are the thing. I talked about it at the start. Like when I said, they get turnovers and score off of them, they're winning. They did. But then the Bears have now done that times 2 against Pittsburgh today. They've gotten a couple turnovers off the Steelers and scored off both of them. So, Bruce looking to throw, complete Jonnu Smith at the 34, second down, and about 3 coming up. Second and 3. Rudolph will hand off. Gainwell, first down, Pittsburgh. Yep. I've been saying it for all past 3 months. Second and 7 from the 40. Rudolph complete. It'll be 3rd and 5. They haven't done shit the second half. They haven't. A couple punts, a turnover. See if they can do something now. Probably not. 3rd and 5. Rudolph in the gun on 3rd and 5. They bring pressure. It's caught, though, near side. Calvin Austin going to cut back, get some to the 40. All right. They'll move at 1st and 10. 11:55 and counting to play, though. They're down 10. You got to score and get the ball back and score again. '74 is eligible. We know it. Spencer Anderson, the jumbo package. So here comes a run probably to Jalen Warren. Why not run a fucking play action and go deep? I mean, they've taken shots down the sideline. But remember, one was picked off, a couple other ones are incomplete, but they'll run Warren. He'll bulldoze forward for 6, maybe 7. Second down, but go down the damn middle of the field. It's been there all afternoon for the Bears against your defense. Why can't you do it against them? Get these tight ends more involved. 2nd and 4. From the 34, 2nd and 4. And will hand off again. Jalen Warren. It'll be 3rd and 2. Got to convert. Got to keep going. Be 3rd and a long one. 3rd and 1. And they'll sneak it. Rudolph gets the first down. So 1st and 10 now with under 10 to play. Steelers down 10, 31-21. Ball at the 29. Johnny Smith in motion. They'll fake the run. Rudolph going to get sacked. And he avoids it. And then throws it far side. And it's out of bounds, incomplete. Intended for Roman Wilson. So that could have been deadly. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 now. And now Broderick Jones is injured at tackle. So obviously, with Spencer Anderson in for the jumbo package, and Andrus Peat out also at left tackle today. Yeah, you have Spencer Anderson. They're probably either going to... They're going to have to shuffle the line around. They might have Spencer Anderson play on that left side. Yeah, Andrus Peat is out today. He's been out most of all the games this season. I mean, there's Calvin Anderson. Might put him in. We'll see what they do. Hopefully he's okay. But, I mean, no doubt Broderick Jones and Sharif Tanu haven't lived up to the hype of tackle over the past couple of years. Like, it's nothing new. But, yeah, TV timeout here, commercial break with the injury. So we'll get back to it. Steeler ball, though. So Broderick Jones going to go into the locker room, it looks like. Okay, Calvin Anderson's in now. So they'll still run the jumbo with Spencer Anderson, but Calvin Anderson, 67, is in at left tackle. As I was, talking about there a minute ago, expecting him to be the guy, because said Andrus Peat also at tackle is out today. So, yeah. 3rd down for Pittsburgh from the 26. 3rd and 7. Rudolph over the middle, slant. It's incomplete. Where's the fucking penalty at? Thank you. He clearly tackled him. He couldn't even catch the ball. That's pass interference. Yep. And that's why it was almost picked off and it fell incomplete. So it'll be DPI on the Bears. Spot foul. Yep, 1st down. Got to score. I mean, I'm kicking if it comes down to it. You're only down 7 then. But then you still need to stop either way on defense. And you can't give up anything. Whether that be a field goal or a touchdown, because you'd be down 2 scores then. Touchdown's even better here, though. because then you can only give up a field goal then the next drive potentially, rather than a touchdown. Warren on the run, and Jalen Warren for 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 10 now for the Steelers. A stinger for Broderick Jones that he's going to the locker room. If it was a stinger, it'd be staying on the sideline. There's obviously something else going on with Broderick Jones. Why he doesn't have his helmet and he's going to the locker room. Yep. So 2nd and 6 now here for Pittsburgh. Got to score. From the 11 officially, 2nd and 6. Got to score. Rudolph on a crosser, complete Kenneth Gainwell, making a couple guys miss. It'll be 3rd and a yard again. We'll see if they can convert once again on this drive. Keep it going. Convert, score. Third and a yard. They'll sneak it on 3rd and short and get the 1st down. Yep. So 1st and goal now for the Steelers. Got to score. Got to score. Jonnu Smith in motion. Now Freiermuth in motion. They'll toss it. Kenny G. Gainwell gets in. Touchdown Steelers. There you go. Don't tell me there's a flag on the play. Are you fucking kidding me? Always something. Son of a bitch. Holding. Bullshit. They get DK Metcalf on a hold. So touchdown comes off the board, and they'll still have 1st and goal, but it's going to be backed up now. They still got to score. Like I said, if it comes down to it, you got to kick it, okay. You're down 7. But then you can't give up anything because they score again, game's over. But if you score here a touchdown, you can give up a field goal, be down 6, but you need a touchdown to win it then. But yeah, just you got to score a touchdown. Run an end around, Jonnu Smith. He gets to the 8. Penalty just cost him a touchdown. Turnovers and penalties, you know. It points off the turnovers. You just have a penalty. Cost yourself a touchdown. It's frustrating. Bear defender down on 2nd and goal coming up. 7:17 to go. Still a 10-point game. As I said, if you kick it, if it comes down to it, you have to kick it. Okay, you're down 7. It's a 1-score game, but you desperately need to stop them. You cannot give up anything, field goal or touchdown. If they go up another 2 scores, game's over. Time ain't going to be on your side. If you score a touchdown, though, you can allow a field goal. You'd only be down 6, but you'd still need a touchdown to win it. But if you would score a touchdown, still get a stop, a field goal would tie, and a touchdown will win it then for yourself. So, see what happens here, 2nd and goal, but they still need to score, and they still need to get a stop regardless. Doesn't matter. Second and goal for the Steelers. 31-21 your score. Clock's ticking. They just fucking wasted 10 seconds before snapping the ball. Handoff Gainwell again. He gets down to the 3, so they'll have a third and goal from there now. Got to score. No penalties, no turnovers. Come on, boys. Punch it in. Let's go. Get your ass in the end zone. They'll fake the run. Rudolph pump fakes. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Freiermuth. Touchdown, Steelers. They finally go to the tight ends. Extra point to come. They'll be down 3. 31. It's 27 right now. But yeah, Boswell on for the kick. So Rudolph with his first passing touchdown as the starting quarterback today, and for Aaron Rodgers, who's out with that slight break, slight fracture in his left wrist. And if he, thing is, was going to play today, I bet you any money everything would have been out of the gun. You know, because up under center with a left wrist, you know, to be able to snap the ball, like that'd be pretty tough. But Rudolph with the passing touchdown. Steelers cut it to 3. Defense still needs to stop. So it's time to wave those towels and oh mama, play renegade. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning as well, I might add. But 6:27 to go. Yeah. I mean, if I'm the Bears, yeah, they'll probably still throw it because they're picking the Steelers defense apart because the Steelers can't cover the pass, especially the slant. But, like, why wouldn't you want to be running the football? So we'll see what the Bears do offensively. Because you would think they'd want to run the ball and work clock and make Pittsburgh color, you know, timeouts. But Boswell now on the kickoff. Steelers trail by 3, 31-28. We'll be some stats in a minute, but Steeler defense needs to stop. Need to get another turnover and score off of it. That's what they need. The Bears have done it twice off of them. They did it once off of Chicago, so need to even that out. Boswell's kick is returned from the 1 and to the 32 on the return. So 6:20 to go. 31-28 your score. Come on, defense. Where you at? It's now or never. Time to put up or shut up. Need to make a play. Need to make a stop. Get the ball back. Offense, you know, to go score and win it. Here we go. Come on, defense. Who's it going to be? From the 32, Williams in the gun. And they'll fake the run. And over the middle, it's incomplete. Bryce should have been caught, but it's incomplete. They can't cover the middle of the field. They just can't. They can't cover the slant. So incomplete, 2nd and 10. Yeah, they need to man up. Cover the damn middle of the field. 2nd and 10. And they'll run DeAndre Swift, and he'll get about 2 yards. 3rd and 8 coming up. One more play, defense. One more stop here. Get off the field. Turnover would be nice, but get the ball back, you know, for the offense, for Pittsburgh to go score and potentially win it. Come on, defense. Let's go. Wave those towels. Need to stop. Just don't give up 9 yards. Seriously. It's 3rd and 8. Don't give up 9. Play clock winding down. 3, 2, 1. That's a delay of game. Delay of game. That's 5 yards and a penalty. 3rd and 13 unless they call a timeout. So delay of game, back them up. 3rd and long now. Still don't give up 14, 15 yards. Don't even give up, 8. Because then it's 4th and 5, and then you jump off sides on the punt. It's a first down. Or if they go for it and get it, make a fucking play. 3rd and 13. Come on, defense, let's go. Williams looking to throw. Over the middle, caught Loveslin. And he caught it and dropped it, but caught it at the 40. But he's short. It'll be 4th and 2. They sandwiched him on that hit. Peyton Wilson with Kyle Duggar lowering the shoulder. And then he still sort of caught it. So is it a catch? Is it incomplete? What is it? Still 4th down anyway, but Chicago going to punt. Watch for fake. But Steeler defense gets off the field. Offense going to get the ball back with 5 to go. Down 3. Field goal can tie it. Touchdown can win it. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. A warning as well. Chicago will punt. Steelers defense gets the stop they needed. Offense getting the ball back. And don't touch that. Chicago's going to down at the 12-yard line. So Steelers going to have a ways to go. But remember, they went on a 95-yard touchdown drive earlier in the game. So don't tell me they can't go 88, and score again. Whether that be field goal to tie and we go to overtime. Last time and only time they won in Chicago was 30 years ago. In overtime, I might add. But go win this game. Go score and go win. Just don't turn the ball over, okay? No turnovers. Don't blow it. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Down 3 with 4:37 to go. Ball at the 11 officially, so they got to go 89 yards. Rudolph looking to throw over the middle, complete. Darnell Washington. And boom, boom, boom. Hits 7-8 yards before he gets wrapped up. But yeah, all 311 pounds of him at tight end. Not offensive line, tight end. When he's listed at 260 on the roster, he came out this past week and said, I'm 311 pounds. $311, JJ, not 309, 311. Get it right. Unless he lost 2 pounds since the other day, which I doubt. He probably added 2 pounds. So he's probably 313 at tight end, which is just absolutely insane. 2nd and 1, and they get a half a yard, so it's 3rd and short. Got to convert, get a first down, and then go from there. Need a half a yard. And they'll run up the middle for a first down. 3:10 and counting to play. Still have 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, but a new set of downs, 1st and 10, down 3. Only need a field goal to tie. Still got a ways to go here, but a touchdown could win it for you. Yeah, they're going to have to take a shot here before too long, exactly. Just don't turn it over, I'm telling you, no turnovers. Rudolph over the middle, caught. Darnell Washington again. Or Jonnu Smith, 81, not 80. Well, both tight ends are going to come out for the next play anyway, so. He's 2nd and 4? Get a first down, keep it going. Ball at the 28. They have 28 points on the board, down 3 though. Going deep, Rudolph, near side, and a little too much out of bounds. Incomplete 10 for Roman Wilson. It's not like they haven't taken shots down the sideline. That's like the 3rd or 4th today. One of them, the first one was intercepted. The other ones, they just haven't been able to execute. But yeah, Exactly. It's 3rd and 4. Got to convert here. 2:14 to go. Still 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, but you got to get a first down and then keep going to try to get in field goal range if you can. If you're not going to be able to score a touchdown here, but we'll see. Play clock winding down. Got to go. Set the ball. 3, 2, 1. They'll get it off. Flag on the play, though. Maybe a free play. Rudolph going to step up, tuck it, and run. Gets more out past midfield before he slides. He needed 4 yards. He got a good 20. But there's a flag on the play, and it's against the Bears defense, and it's declined. First down. No, the Steelers are coming back to the original line of scrimmage. Illegal formation on the Steelers. Come on. So 5 yards, they'll replay it down. It'll be 3rd and 9. Jesus Christ. This is fucking stupidity. Especially when Rudolph just probably ran for the longest he's ever rushed for on one single play in his career. A penalty brings it back, and now it's 3rd and 9. 2:05 to go. They'll fake the draw. Rudolph looking to throw down the middle. It's tipped incomplete. It's incomplete. 2:01, so we still haven't hit the 2-minute warning. So technically, yeah, you punt here. You're still down 3. But you punt here, they'll get the ball back right at the 2-minute warning. It'll be 150 whatever, but it'll be the 2-minute warning there. You'll still have 3 timeouts to get a stop, but you'll have to get a quick 3 and out to call those timeouts as well to get the ball back. But if they get a first down, game's probably over. And remember, even with the points Bears have scored against the Steelers off of turnovers, 14 off of 2 of them to be exact, there's a 4th down. The Steelers could have kicked about a 53-yard field goal. They didn't. They went for it, didn't get it. Bears ended up scoring a touchdown after that. Steelers kicked the field goal there earlier. You're already tied at 31 if everything else goes the way it has. And then you're just getting a defensive stop to force overtime potentially. But now, because you don't have that, and they've scored 14 points off of 2 turnovers, you got to get a stop, call your timeouts, hope they don't get a first down, and hope for you to get the ball back with no timeouts then, and hardly probably any time left to still have a chance, as you just did, to go get in field goal range, let alone, kick a game-tying field goal or maybe score a game-winning touchdown. So we'll see what happens on the next couple of plays, but that's what's going to come back to bite them in the ass. Points off of turnovers, and then not kicking it when they went for it on why they're going to lose by 3. Even with everything else that's happened. They've had their chances. They went dry in the 3rd, early 4th quarter before they scored on the last drive, and then have to punt there again. So blowing another halftime lead. That's why you got to play a full 60. Game ain't won in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd quarter. I mean, it can be lost then, yeah, but it ain't over until it's over. You got to play a full 60. And then the Ravens win. They're now 6-5. They beat Jets 23-10. So if the Steelers lose, they'll be 6-5, and then they'll both be tied for the AFC North lead with 6 games to go after today, and they still got to play each other twice, early December and 2 weeks from now, and then also week 18. And then like I've said before, the Steelers schedule ain't gonna get any easier. You're hosting the Bills next week. Then you're at the Ravens. You get the Dolphins at home on Monday night. You go to the Lions and Browns before and after Christmas. And then you get the Ravens week 18 at home. That's what I said last week. Like, tell me what of those games, are easy. None of them are. They're blowing their opportunity is all they're doing. First and 10, Chicago. Yeah, they could get the ball back, but they got to get stops. Call their timeouts. Hopefully the Bears don't get a first down. Chicago going to run it, and no gain on the play. Common on guy, maybe got a half yard. Be second down. Timeout. Timeout with a minute 47. They're first. They'll have 2 left. So they got to do it again. Hope they don't get a first down. Yeah, it's a play action. And then just run. Don't throw it away. Yeah. Stay in bounds. Yeah. If they're smart, that's what they do. We'll see what they do. 2nd and 9 from the 44. They'll toss it. And a couple yard run. It'll be 3rd down, though. 3rd and about 7 coming up for Chicago. Timeout for the Steelers again in the meantime with a minute 42. So, yeah. We'll see. Steelers with one more timeout. Got to stop them here on 3rd down. They get a first down, game's over. What's new? Coming down to the wire. Steeler defense needs to stop in order, just not to win it today, but to get the ball back for a chance to win it. Because of points off of turnovers and not kicking it on 4th down, we went for it earlier. Just come back to bite them in the ass. 3rd and 7 for Chicago. Williams looking to throw, and they miss him on the sack. Watt chased him. It's incomplete. So the Steelers are going to get the ball back now with a minute 36 to go and still a timeout in their back pocket with a chance to go kick a field goal to tie this game up to force overtime, let alone with a touchdown to win it. So the offense is going to get the ball back now. Kyle Duggar was on the coverage. Come on, boys, let's go. Got to find a way to win it. Another defensive stop. Still the turnovers and points off turnovers and not kicking it on that 4th down when they went for it, didn't get it. Biting on the ass right now. So they're down 3. So Pittsburgh back deep to receive the punt. The ref's saying something, I don't know what, but Bears are still on the punt. Now the Steelers are getting charged their 3rd and final timeout. Why? Why? All right, fuck it, whatever. So Steelers are going to get the ball back now with a minute 36 and no timeouts. Still needing a field goal to tie, touchdown to win it. Where's Calvin Austin in the return game at when you need him? Bears punt it. And it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So Steelers 1st and 10 at the 20. Minute 29 to go. No timeouts. Field goal. Ties it. Touchdown. Wins it. No foul on the play. They pick up the flag. So still 1st and 10 here for the Steelers from the 20. Once again, set the scene. 31-28. Minute 29 with no timeouts. Field goal ties. Force overtime. Touchdown wins it. We'll see what the offense is going to do. Go on, boys. Let's go to work. First and 10 Steelers from the 20. Rudolph looking to throw. Over the middle, it's caught. First down, Freiermuth for 14 yards. And the Muth chants from Steeler Nation in attendance. Here we go. You have no timeouts, so it'd be nice if you can get out of bounds and stop the clock. But clock's still ticking a minute 10, minute 9 before they snap it. First and 10, though. Pass far side, complete. Gainwell, he gets out of bounds. Thank you. No, do not wind that clock. He's out of bounds. So second and 3 with a minute 3. From the 41. Rudolph, far side. DK Metcalf gets out of bounds at midfield. Finish at the 49-yard line of the Steelers still. So they're still not in Bear territory, but it's a new set of downs. First and 10. Clock stops again with a minute on the dot to go. Okay, the Steelers were charged a timeout because there was an injury on defense under 2 minutes on that fourth down stop before they forced the punt. That's why they got the third timeout charged against them. Rudolph looking to throw. They run the slant. Complete. Calvin Austin. Got to go. Clock's ticking. And you got fucking 2 yards. Time ain't on your side right now. Need more than 2 yards inbounds. You got to get the hell out of bounds. Slants ain't going to work. Slants ain't going to cut it right now. Not unless you can get up and clock it right away. Second and 8. Rudolph near side. And it's out of bounds. Incomplete as the receiver slipped and fell. Intended for Calvin Austin again. Third and 8 coming up 39 seconds. Still need a field goal to tie. Touchdown to win. But they're not in even field goal range for Boswell yet. So, third and 8, they say the field goal line, for a long 60-yarders, right where the first time marker's at. But third and 8 from midfield here for Pittsburgh. Empty set, 5 wide. And slant. Caught, but Metcalf going to be short. It's fourth down, and you're not kicking a fucking, long field goal here from the 48-yard line. So 4th and 6, and here's your ball game. They got to convert. Rudolph, far side. It's tipped, batted down, incomplete. Motherfucker. No flag on the play. Bears are going to win 31-28 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 Steeler turnovers resulting in 14 Bear points, and the Steelers not kicking a 53-yard field goal on a 4th down earlier in the game is going to come back to bite them in the ass. The Steelers still have not won in Chicago since November the 5th, 1995. It was their only time they've ever won in Chicago against the Bears all time to begin with. But, motherfucker. And they're going to fall to 6-5. Just up and down now, in the win-loss, every other game. They'll host the Bills next week. Chicago's going to Philly on Black Friday, but Pittsburgh hosts Buffalo next Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock, 4:30. But the Ravens won earlier. They're 6-5. They've won 6 in a row. Pittsburgh 6-5 with the loss. And now they're both tied atop the AFC North. Yeah, they still have to play each other twice in the next 6 weeks down the stretch, as CBS will give us bonus coverage. Colts, Chiefs, 20-17 with 20 seconds to go. But just frustrating. They do it to themselves. They were 4-1 a week after the bye week, a little over a month ago. And then they lost 2 in a row, lost 3 of 4. 1 loss, 1, and then lose again today. Like I said, the schedule ain't getting any easier either. They host the Bills next week. They go to the Ravens. They host the Dolphins on Monday night, 10 days before Christmas. Go to the Lions the Sunday before Christmas. Go to the Browns in between Christmas and New Year's, and then they host the Ravens week 18. So it ain't getting any easier. They got to take care of business to sort itself out, but, they just love doing this to themselves, and they're going to be in a position that they still could win the AFC North. They might not, and if they don't, are they going to be in a good position for a wild card as a 5, 6, 7 seed? Who knows? That's why you got to see what the hell else is going on around the league, because they very well might. But the way they're playing, the way some of these other teams are playing, might not, and then they might be on the outside looking in. they're probably going to need some help at some point in time, from now until, early January before the playoffs start, no doubt about it. But just, 2 turnovers for 14 points. I mean, they get the 3 and out to begin the game on defense. And then the second play of offense, they throw the interception. The Bears go and score and go up 7-0. And then, Pittsburgh has to go down on a 95-yard touchdown drive to tie it at 7, which they do. And then the defense right after that gets a stop. They get the strip sack fumble in the end zone, had all the momentum in the world. TJ Watt hit Caleb Williams, strip sack fumble in the end zone. It was a Badger to Badger. Nick Herbig recovered, and they're up 14-7. But then the Steeler defense was still able then to get another turnover, a fumble on a run. Whether it was a fumble or not in that pile, they said fumble. Steeler ball. They don't get any points out of it, though. When they had a chance to kick a 53-yarder, didn't. It was 50-plus. I believe it was 53. Boswell, they didn't even give him a chance to kick any field goals today. Because on the last drive, they couldn't even get him in field goal range, for God's sakes, to potentially kick a game-tying field goal, force overtime for that matter, as well. But then that fumble, they end up going for it on that 4th and short. If they would have kicked it, they would have had those 3 points they needed late. If everything else goes the way it did. Just saying it did or would, because that's how the game played out. You don't know, though, obviously. I mean, we're up, 21-17 at halftime. They score 7 points in the second half with, 3 punts, 4 punts, and a turnover again as well. And the Bears scored off of that again, too. But, yeah, the Bears, off the turnover on downs, tied it up at 14. And then it was a crazy first half, it was. And it did slow down in the third quarter because Pittsburgh couldn't do anything offensively. Like I said, they punted a good 3-4 times. Scored there once. But just frustrating. Yeah, so the Bears needed out. They win at 31-28. We're bones covered in CBS in overtime now. Colts, Chiefs tied at 20. So these 1 o'clock games are rolling on before these 4:30 games kick off, and then Sunday night, Monday Night Football here, Week 12. Before Week 13 begins on Thursday with the Thanksgiving game. So hopefully everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and successful Black Friday. But, 14 apiece. And then the Steelers are still in a situation. They got the ball, and whether it was third down, second down, or third down, or fourth down, at the 2-minute warning, they said it was fourth down, when it was second down to third down, but they said it was second down to fourth down, so they had the change wrong. Steelers go for it. Gainwell breaks off that big run down the sideline when CBS was coming back from split-screen commercial. Didn't really get to, see the ball be snapped. But they showed the replay, obviously, and saw the run. And then Warren ran it in from a yard out. 21-14. Bears still had some time. They kicked a field goal before halftime. That ended up being crucial as well, especially in a 3-point win. And then Pittsburgh up 21-17 at half. Blow another halftime lead, as they've done a couple times. Now this year, they still haven't won on the road since Week 3 at the New England Patriots. They still have to go on the road, 3 more times this year. So the final 6 games, they have 3 home games and 3 away games. It's home, away, home, away, away, home, is how it unfolds. They still got to take care of business and, hope they're not going to need any help, but we'll see what happens. They love playing like this. But yeah, they get the ball to begin the second half, and nothing. Just absolutely nothing. They punted, like I said, 3-4 times in the second half, turned it over as well. Just, the Bears took advantage of it. Chicago ran the ball a little bit today, I don't think as good as Pittsburgh did. But the Steelers' pass defense, Chicago was able to throw it wherever and to whoever the hell they wanted. Down the middle of the field, the Steelers could not cover, the slant. The Bears found the open spot in the middle of the defense in the zone, and they just moved the ball, and, they're able to score. I mean, Williams had a couple passing touchdowns, a couple to DJ Moore. The other to his tight end, the rookie out of Michigan, Colston Loveland. Just frustrating because they went up a couple scores. And it's like, all right, these turnovers, they shot themselves in the foot in, some penalties as well that hurt them. Especially that penalty on that last drive. You had a 3rd and 4, and you get a big run by Rudolph to get a first down, but then an illegal formation comes back to bite you in the ass. You still move it a little bit, but then it's ball game because you don't convert on 4th down. But yeah, the turnovers, came back to bite them in the ass. The Bears go up, 24-21 and then 31-21. Just they give them credit. They're now 8-3. When was the last time the Bears were 8-3? Pittsburgh falls to 6-5. They just love playing around that 500 mark and keeping it interesting. For whatever reason, they're just too inconsistent. They play down to their opponent. But what's new? It's always been like this. At least over the past, 15, 20 years it has been. But then you have, Pittsburgh drive and score, had the touchdown, penalty cost them, and then they still score the Freiermuth touchdown. And then defense was still able to get a stop. The defense did their part at times, as the offense did, but then it was still too inconsistent. It was just up and down, because then when, the offense needed to do something, they didn't, and then vice versa with the defense. But then the defense got the stop, and called their timeouts, still got the offensive ball back, but then the offense got around midfield, couldn't even get in Boswell field goal range for him to attempt to kick, on that 4th down. So yeah, 31-28 your final, but it's turnovers and points off of turnovers again, and not kicking it when they went for it on the 4th down here today is why they're going to lose by 3. 31-28 your final score. So I'll update some stats, and then we'll sign off here. But they're 6-5. 6 games left, and now you're tied with the Ravens for the AFC North when you've had a damn good chance to, really take advantage of that and, potentially have a couple game lead before you even play them. At least they still have to play Baltimore twice. But if they shit the bed in those games, you're definitely looking at a wild card down at that rate. But if you can at least split, see what else happens in the other games, if not sweep them, who knows? We know how Steelers-Ravens games are, and then just hopefully they can take care of business and they're not going to need any help, but they might need more help than we're thinking of down the stretch here, as we'll enter the holidays. Because at this time of the year, you want to be playing your best ball down the stretch. You want to be a force to be reckoned with. You don't want to be just a pushover and, all right, this is going to be easy for whoever you're playing. You know what you're getting when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, but like I said, with the Steelers schedule, it still ain't getting any easier. Bills at the Ravens, Dolphins at the Lions, at the Browns, Ravens. We'll see what happens. But they lose again today. They're just inconsistent up and down. The past 4 games, it's been win, loss, win, loss. So that means next week, if that trend continues, it's a win against the Buffalo Bills. And then a loss to the Ravens, a win against the Dolphins, a loss to the Lions, a win, So lose today, you're 6-5. Win against the Bills, you're 7-5. Lose against the Ravens, you're 7-6. Win against the Dolphins, you're 8-6. Lose against the Lions, you're 8-7. Win against the Browns, you're 9-7. And then, yeah, you're either 9-8 or 10-7 in week 18. Like, they just love playing this game, don't they? Caleb Williams, 19-35, 239 and 3 touchdowns. 2 of them DJ Moore, who had 5 catches, 64 yards, and 2 scores. Common Unguy, 12 carries, 48 yards rushing, and a score. Caleb Williams had 4 carries, 21 yards as well. Roma Dunze, 353. Colson Loveland, 449 to score. Luther Burden III, 346. The field goal for Chicago, that being a difference by Cairo Santos, was good from 47 just prior to halftime. So it's that. It's the turnovers and points off turnovers in Pittsburgh. Not kicking it when they had a chance to, but they went for it on 4th down earlier in the game. I'm not talking about the 4th and 6th at the end of the game, because that kick would have been from 65 at least, if not longer. It was 47, 48 yard line. Yeah, it'd been about 65, 66 yard kick. Mason Rudolph starting today for Aaron Rodgers, and that's the thing. When does Aaron Rodgers come back? Is it next week? Is it in a couple weeks? Who knows? I'm not saying, they lost because of, Mason Rudolph. He did have an interception, though, but then they also had another turnover that the Bears also scored off of. So, it's you win as a team, you lose as a team. They didn't play good enough to win today. They just didn't. But Rudolph was 24-31, $171, a touchdown, the interception, 2 sacks, and the fumble was off of a strip sack. So Rudolph was credited, I guess, technically with both those turnovers that the Bears scored off of. But it's starts up front of the offensive line, because even if Rodgers was in there, well, he probably would have been sacked a couple times, as he normally gets per game anyway, for that matter. So Gainwell, 10 carries, 92 yards. Jalen Warren, 18-68 and a touchdown. Calvin Austin had 4 catches, 36 yards. Gainwell, 6-30. Darnell Washington, 2-22. DK Metcalf, 5-22. Metcalf had 2 carries, 12 yards, and a rushing touchdown as well. Skoranek, a catch for 21 yards. Jonnu Smith, 3-21. Freiermuth, 3 catches, 19 yards, and the red zone touchdown. Jalen Ramsey had 9 total tackles. They had 1 sack on Caleb Williams. It was a strip sack fumble in the end zone that they recovered for a touchdown. Overall total team stats. Steelers had more first downs. They were 8 of 14 on 3rd down compared to the Bears 7 of 13. Chicago was 1 of 1 on 4th down, but Pittsburgh only 1 of 3. Steelers ran more plays, had more total yards, 1 less penalty, controlled the clock by 7 minutes, but still lost. And it's because of the turnovers and not kicking it on that 4th down earlier. When the Bears scored off the turnover on downs then as well. So, that's 21 fucking points. And then they kicked the field goal before halftime. It's just, it all adds up. So the Bears had 229 passing, 99 rushing for 328 total and 61 total plays with 19 first downs, 7 penalties for 83 yards. Yeah, they turned the ball over a couple times too, but Pittsburgh was only able to capitalize off the strip sack fumble in the end zone. They weren't able to capitalize off the fumble. That's into the 4th down they went for and should have kicked it. Bears had the ball for 26 minutes, 51 seconds. Steelers, 20 first downs, 8 of 14 on 3rd down, 1 of 3 on 4th down. And those 2 4th downs they didn't convert were the 4th down went for it when they should have kicked it, and then the 4th and 6th at the end of the game. But 159 passing, 186 rushing, 345 total. And both teams were able to score inside the red zone. They were both 3 of 3. Steelers were 6 penalties, 41 yards, but even controlling the clock by 7 minutes, 33:09 to 26:51. Once again, it's still the turnovers. And points off of turnovers and kicking it when they went for it on 4th down earlier, not the 4th and 6th at the end of the game once again, and then giving up the field goal before halftime. and why the Chicago Bears defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers here today, 31-28. Once again, your final score. So Chicago's now 8-3. Pittsburgh's 6-5. Tied atop the AFC North, but it's like Baltimore and Pittsburgh are now going to be flip-flopping on, who's in one of the 4 top seeds, for the playoffs, and who's going to be a wild card and who's going to be in the hunt, because then you have to add in all these other teams. So I'm sure Seth Rollins is loving football right now, but just frustrating. Steelers still haven't won in Chicago, as mentioned, since 1995. They've only won in the Windy City once before, ever, all time. It was that game in 1995 that they overtime. But they lose by 3 today. 31-28 your final score. Get back to it next week. They host the Buffalo Bills this time next Sunday at 4:30. So, just penalties, turnovers, points off turnovers, and some stupid decision-making at times and play calling cost them another game, cost them the win. They lose 31-23, or 31-28, excuse me. They had a 21-17 lead at halftime, but they blow it. What can you do? I get it's one game. I get it's against the NFC. Losing still sucks, but then, with only 6 games left, 5 against the AFC, I might add. They'll go to the Lions right before Christmas. Everything else is against the AFC, so it's going to be there for the taking. They'll have their chances and opportunities to, do what they do this time of year, and that's at times winning and taking advantage of everything, but then it's also, being in a position to need a bunch of help, just to make the playoffs, if they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, they still have a winning record here at 6-5, but what does it matter? They got to take care of business down the stretch, and hopefully everything, works out, because normally when you take care of business, tries to sort itself out. Hopefully they won't need help, but we'll see. One game at a time still. We'll see what happens, but 31-28 your final score. Bears beat the Steelers here today, and I'll see everybody next week, but in the meantime, hopefully everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and successful Black Friday. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in and listening. But that'll do it for myself, for host Encyclopedia Sports. Corey and Luke 96, live right here on YouTube. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media if you haven't done so already. Links in the description below. Bears defeat the Steelers. Your final score,